What? Can you hear me? What? Can you hear me? What? Sending out an SOS. Can you hear me? Yes. We are good to go. All right. Give me 1 sec. Just need Chocks to get his ass in gear.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast indeed. Tomorrow. What's up, Michelle? Michelle's not loving the Shiranui sneaks. Oh dear me. James B's been looking forward to this moment for a while. Arigato gozaimasu, Mr. CHOCKS. Alrighty. Waiting for he who will not be said, because we know it's always waiting for him to be fashionably late.
We wait for he who we not
I don't even know. That's what happens when I'm just spouting.
Who do we not name?
Who? Oh, right, him.
There's a lot of people we don't know.
That's true.
Who that?
Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna start recording yet? See, whenever we start recording, it always instantly we start recording and then boom, straight away transition is perfect timing.
People got, yeah. Show us some love, guys.
Yeah,
show us some love. Show us some Friday love.
Some Friday love. Gonna start recording? Start recording. Crack that open.
Ooh.
Boom! What is up, guys? This is Alex from First Figures.
Hey there, everyone. This is Chockles.
Welcome to Friday Q&A with Chocks. 120. It is, of course, the 12th of July, 2019. Chocks, we've been waiting for this stream for over 2, 3, 4 years. 4 years we've been wanting to do this stream, because of course it is finally time to show everybody Sonic and Tails. What a journey that has been. Now, of course, if you're looking forward to all that information about Sonic and Tails, you might think it says it's going to be ready in exactly 1 hour. It says 0, but I'm going to reset that and I'm going to do it to 11:45.
Reset the number 3 years.
Boom, 1 hour and 41 minutes, just like that. So, we're just going to do a bit of recap.
Should wait.
Have you put this in the event, by the way?
Yeah, that's the only one I haven't put. I've been posting the...
No, I already put it in the group.
You put it in the group. I also put it in the group.
Yes.
And I also pin it to the group.
Right.
I shared it to my friends.
I shared it to my
Your
friends.
friends
But your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends.
I know we have some friends that we don't have. You might not have friends. I might not have friends.
Oh, right. Yeah. There's certainly some people that I've blocked that you haven't. So. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to post a link in any Sonic related post that's also in the club as well.
Oh, indeed.
Besides the event. So that's one where we have to post.
Indeedy.
So
Indeedy.
Find that event.
So, in case you are the first time to come and join us for this Friday Q&A, and you're here because you've seen the fact that we're going to be showing all about that Sonic and Tails. Sonic and Tails details will start in 1 hour, 40 minutes and 1 second. That is when we're going to go through all that information. Before that, we have an action-packed whatever bit of the beforehand where we do a week in review. And of course, we go through all those Q&As absolutely one by one, etc., all that good stuff, and then we're going to go into all the information that you need to know about.
Since just posted that in the events,
right?
Apparently we got 116 people that are supposed to be turning up today, so hopefully that notification will mean we have another 116 people in the...
But they could already be part of the people. For example,
Yeah,
Elaine Kennedy says that she'll be
she's
in
coming,
the event, and she's already here.
Where's James Bennington? Huh?
He's here. He's already said that.
Yeah.
All right, you're going through the list, yeah.
Where's Sam?
Sam
Algria?
I don't see him just yet.
What about Luke? Luke Millier. He's always around. But he's in the stream though.
Well.
Aaron Kurtzer?
What's up, Norma? Norma, I thought you were from Holland. What are you doing in Norway? Have I made a mistake? What's going on, Celine? You're in Belgium right now. Do you miss the Stroopwafels? Hey, Nana, what's going on? Over on Twitch.
On Twitch, yeah?
Elaine Kennedy will be on the train. On the train where? Are you going somewhere on holiday? Is it going to work? What's going on, Dan? What's going on, Justin?
The train. Train back in UK. Trains? The trains in UK? Oh my god.
I don't know where Elaine's based. I think she's based in America, isn't she?
I thought Elaine's based in UK.
Is she?
Elaine, you're from UK, right?
That I don't
Maybe
know.
I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
Not too sure. How has your week been, guys? Let us know in the comments. What have you been up to? Is there anything that you've been, that's happened that you want to discuss, rant, talk? This is, of course, your moment as well.
You want to share your thoughts?
You want to share your thoughts, your concerns, your feeling.
We don't have a couch in here, but I'm sure we could, accommodate.
Nice. Eleanor's from Australia.
Aussie.
Aye, we got Lizzie. She's a huge Sonic fan. I'm glad that she's joined us right at the right time.
Who?
Lizzie. Ronald Jacobs in the house. Hey Ronald, is this one going to be for you? Or is this going to be one for your dad? Never too sure. Hey, Elaine's from the UK. Whereabouts?
There you go. Alright. In the UK. Okay. Oh, those bloody trains.
Those trains. Oh, Scotland. Whereabouts? Edinburgh?
Scotland.
Glasgow? Do you know about the Glasgow Kiss, Jocks?
The Glasgow what?
Glasgow Kiss.
Kiss. No.
Do you know what Glasgow Kiss is?
No.
Ooh!
Oh, yeah.
The
Now
Glasgow
I know,
Kiss.
Now I get it.
Such a, how do I say it, a very inviting, vibrant city, full of kisses everywhere. But follow, you best believe that the Metroid is deep in development over here. Nana says new is a headbutt. Where did Norma say she was from?
Norma's from the States, right?
No, she's
Norma's
not.
from the States.
No, I thought she was from Holland, but now she's saying she's from Norway. Can you make up your mind? Where'd you guys live?
My memory.
Hey, Jean-Paul Valadis, we absolutely do read the YouTube stream as well. Ko-Fung Lee, how you doing? Obviously, there's no deaths today. It is not Sekiro Let's Play Search. You best believe. That's what I thought Norma was from Holland. I don't know why I know this random shit, Jocks, but I don't seem to remember, like, when was the Battle of Hastings? When was the independent? Alright, we got a badass over here. What, the Metroid, as in the next statue will be a life-size Metroid? Billy Ogle, is there something that you know that I don't? Ko-Fung, I'm going to get that out. If it's the last thing I do. I was just thinking, I was talking to Chocks. For those who join me on Let's Play Search Sekiro number 9, what happens when I finally beat the game? Assuming I do. And let's say I beat it, because I don't know when the ending is. Let's assume I beat it at the end of the first hour. We're going to shoot the breeze for 3 hours, Chocks? I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. Not too sure.
NG plus.
All
over again.
Valasi. Jean-Paul Valadis. That's what I'm going for. Valasidi. Jean-Paul, I'm going to go for French, so we don't pronounce the S. We're going to go Valadis. Valasidi. Valasidi.
What are you talking about?
Just seeing if I pronounce. He said I butchered his last name. You're going to spend 4 days on the last boss. Go through the characters, discuss concept. That's not going to be long enough for 3 hours.
Is it 4 days?
I don't even know who the last boss is. I'll take them all out.
Chocks always talks random shit. You sure?
Oh, it's a Greek last name. Okay, so... What are you doing with a Jean-Paul and a Greek name, surely? Is that... That's not very Greek. So then if it's a Greek one, then it's Valasidis. Valasidis, there you go. Where? That's what I'm going for. Jean-Paul Valasidis. Jean-Paul Valasidis. Boom! Owned. Kevin Ramos. I'm in pain because of a desire, but I feel with Sonic and Tails that my wallet will be in pain too. No respite, Chocks. No respite. We are going to go hard. And you're Lebanese. very, very interesting. A lot of different cultures all mixed into one. Area 51. Ronald Jacobs loving the mumbo jumbo. Now, is it you or your dad who's loving the mumbo jumbo? I remember that you showed me Bowser's for your old man, is that right? What is going on, JM? And we've got Ali C or Ali G in the house. How you doing, Alex? Over on Twitch. Much appreciated for all the subs that you did on Sunday. I really appreciate that. Do we have time frames for AMI PVC?
No. Neither the Artorias buzz guys. IT? Hey, MJP!
MJP in the house. That's what I like to see. Lisbeth Meriton. Yes, your messages are coming through. And the way that you can see if it's coming through is because you can see it appear on the side of our screen. Whatever you see on the side of our screen, which is this over... God, what the hell? How do I... Oh, that's
it looks
right here.
really tiny on my mobile.
Sure, I'm sure it does. But I'm just saying, if it appears there, we can see it.
I'm assuming most of you guys on the stream watch it on desktop, mobile,
Now, most people
TV?
watching... Yeah, let us know in the comments how you're seeing it.
Yeah, like right now, these comments on here are like when I was like watching the play search.
You can't see them
I
at all.
can't see it. Yeah, actually, if you turn it, it depends on how what kind
Right.
of view you're looking,
Right,
vertically
right.
Or horizontally.
James Tesk in the house. Ronald, you come to Gamescom, or was it just your daddy? So on the phone, I'm like screening like a mad professor. I totally appreciate. The reason why we have the comments is because we can actually see it, of course, easily on a 4K screen, but not everyone has one, right? On the playback. But also, more importantly, when it comes to who dat, I've had people contact me afterwards and go, mate, I was number 2 on a who dat. I was like, nah, man, we have to only go with what we've got going over here. That's all we can do.
Yeah. Oh, Kevin's on desktop.
Nice. Helen's watching on mobile there. Is anybody on the stream for Australia? I think Eleanor, she said she was from Australia. Wife is on the laptop, I'm on the phone. Nice.
Streaming on mobile.
Very cool.
Yeah. Hook it up to the TV.
Indeedy. Sandrico. Any updates on death from Castlevania? Yes. Printing time, baby. Hi Harvey, how are you?
Sorry.
You're on mummy's computer.
He's late.
He's late. Don't worry, Harvey. It's only 15 minutes late. Are you going to Japanese school tomorrow? Do I need to take you to school, or are you being picked up by mummy, or how's that happening? Let me know in the comments, Harvey. You know, it's suspicious, right, that he writes really, really well on the computer. He's claiming it's not mummy writing for him, but it's quite written correctly. And there's no autocorrect on the laptops. I'm pretty impressed.
He's just improving.
Not according to his teachers. Hi, Eleanor's from Aussie. He says yes. Oh, he is going to Japanese school. Sweet.
Yes to what? You asked like 3 questions in there. Do you need daddy? Do you need daddy to take you? Do you need daddy to take you there, or you need mummy to pick you up?
Yes. Yes. VV, what is the day job? Everybody, let us know in the comments. What is your day job? Where are you watching this from? What should you be doing? And what time is it where you are? Where you are, what time is it? What should you be doing normally instead of watching us during caffeinated drinks? Cheers, Chocks. So
Enjoy.
Such a bad influence. Alrighty. Chocks, let's kick it off with those notices this week.
All right, guys. So
Oh, it's summer holiday for Harvey. He doesn't have to go to school anymore.
Really?
Boom! So that means he can watch all night long. All night till mum boots him off the computer around about
All night long.
12 o'clock. Yeah, he says, he stays for at least an hour and a half or so
Right, yeah.
of Sekiro before mum boots him to bed. So Justine is a sales receptionist with a Mazda dealership. What is the best-selling car?
do you drive a Mazda?
Do you get do you drive a Mazda?
Do you drive a Mazda?
Do you get a discount? 10 a.m. Should be writing or checking the books, alright? 10 p.m. partway through a night shift. Is it quiet? Then Eleanor. Mobile, Ontario, Canada, day off. Should be having coffee. Nice one, Brenda.
Yeah, we know what you do, MJP. You always go on holidays.
Is he even in the UK anymore? The question is he been outside the UK so much that he doesn't have to pay income tax there anymore? Nice one, Justin. It's a day off for you. Very
MJP
cool.
on the dodge.
Hey, Kufung Lee, what bank do you work for? Bearing in mind, I know you're a Hong Kong boy. Hang Seng.
He works at a bank?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Why haven't you invited Kufung Lee over yet?
I know.
Hey, you're gonna come see us at ACG. What's going on?
I only know the name like recently.
I know, you're coming to come see us at
lately.
ACG. What's going on, mate? Nice one, Tere J. Nice new TV, I like it. It's Saturday morning. Over here. Over here?
Over where?
Jean-Paul, you're also... Wait a second, don't get me wrong. Jean-Paul, you're based in Australia? Surely not. With all of those mixes and you're based in Australia. Damn! Chilling in a hotel, says a Logan, waiting for a wedding rehearsal. Is it your wedding? Or someone else's wedding? Hey Barry, there's a hurricane going on, is there? CX3.
Eh? What?
That's very quiet. I'm the only one there.
Who? What?
Eleanor says she's on a night shift.
Mm.
What's up, Josh? How you doing? Hey, I appreciate that Ali G is tweeting out the stream.
Ko Fung Lee's coming with a owl.
What Ali C? Huh?
Owl to ACG with an owl. You cosplaying?
He's coming with an owl. There's no point because on Sunday, Owl Bitch is getting taken out. You know it, I know it.
Right.
Totally, obviously.
Yes.
Bloody cheeky. Someone else's wedding. Nice one. Sign my owl. 20 deaths, that's not even anything. Horse bitch took me out more. But I know. Although I say that, but I haven't actually killed owl again. You know, owl. Owl. I haven't killed Owl Boy yet. Alright, Chocks. Notices. Let's kick them.
We all ready? Yeah. Okay, guys, as that thing on the corner says, Sonic and Tails pre-order tonight. So reservation will start
1 hour. Well, not reservation.
it's not
at least
really, no.
The details.
The details, all the full works,
To see whether or not you're interested in it, whether or not you want it or not.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. All the pre-order details,
Indeed.
pricing, shipping, etc., etc. All
Absolutely.
that information. Right. Some of the pre-orders are still open. Amaterasu PVC.
Alright.
Much thanks for the support, guys. Keep on going. The pre-orders are open until 26th of July, so that's 2 weeks' time.
Unless we hit
3,000
of each.
of each.
So one might close, one might not. That'd be kind of weird. How would we deal with that if, like, let's say the exclusive
Yeah.
hits the 3,000? Does that mean the combo's no longer available? I think it must mean that as well. Interesting. It's a first-time thing to consider. Not that I think we're going to hit 3,000, but I'm just saying.
I'm glad
Okay, we thought about this. We thought about this ahead of time, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, planning, mate.
Yeah.
Forward planning.
Right. Artorias busts, grand scale bust and life-size busts. Pre-orders are open until 19th of July, which is next Friday.
We will, Jean-Paul.
And that will continue to open unless it hits 1,000.
Which one?
The grand scale busts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the life-size busts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Other pre-orders that are still open and waiting for their last chance. They are Jet Black, Mini Aku, Mario and Yoshi, Meta Ridley, Mimic, Shovel Knight Player 2, Conker, Phoenix Wright, Alphonse, and Psycho Mantis.
Basically everything.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
That implies that we haven't started production enough or gone further enough into production to take that off. I don't see, for example, Warp Star on there because we close that up.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's right.
Well, to see if it's available.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't Surprise. Aight.
What?
Aight.
Yeah. We're so good, aren't we, Chocks? All right, Chocks, over to you for the week in review. Let's kick it off.
Wow, this is a surprise. Last Friday, when we revealed the teaser of Sonic and Tails, we thought, hey, it's just another teaser, right? Just regular scheduling, teaser, and then reservation. And then apparently over that weekend, Sonic and Tails was trending on
Now,
Twitter.
I just want to be clear. I looked that up, and it could be possibly simply because someone else said, like,
Could be,
what we
would
should
be,
do
should
is say
be,
Sonic
maybe.
and Tails, and then something like, you let your phone autocorrect, like, predictive text.
But what Peggy and I have been looking at Twitter all over, and somehow our names are tagged along as well.
Okay.
Hey,
Well, that's good.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And it just makes sense. It's relevant.
It's relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it as well, mate.
Everyone else is tweeting that message. We're making the bloody damn thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
And why is there one on the street?
You said that. That was just from one Reddit post.
Right.
But I've seen tons and tons of tweets.
But nothing to do with us, though.
Yeah, it does. There's loads of tweets that has our name on
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All right.
Some of them
I
might
don't-
not have. Some of them might
Sure.
not. Yeah, but
Okay,
I've
well,
seen.
that's good, isn't it?
I've seen.
What's up, Gamer
not-
0024?
Not just Twitter, but also web on the website, not on the internet in general. People like making a post, like a article.
About us?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
we'll take it,
Nice.
and we told the licensor about it as well. They'll take it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
So trending does work, guys. So it affected us.
So, appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Definitely.
Very nice. Very nice, very nice. But the year of Zelda when? Yes, Ronald Jacobs. Indeedy.
Well,
Right, so I did a Fun Day post. It was quite an interesting thing. It was something that I actually had a conversation with Bang about when we were over in Vegas. And the idea, Chocks, of course, is, if you think of something like Mugen or Saitama, just to cite these, for example, he cited these as examples. He talks about finishing the line, but the problem is that a lot of people have already bought, as in we've already released the main character in the actual anime, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this scenario. And the sales really weren't strong enough to think that if only this many people bought the main character, don't you believe that the subsequent characters, the secondary characters, would therefore do worse? And if the first one didn't do well enough, therefore, why would you think that the second one would be able to sustain? And that's a good point, because no one, let's say people found out about us later, because, Saitama was a long time ago, Chocks, over 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not quite 2 years ago, but it was a long time ago. And what that meant was that it means that those that would have bought it didn't know about us then. So if we released it today, perhaps the sales would be where it would be. To then have the what's the word?
I just want to say that this is going to be like a everlasting. It's just going to loop itself. This whole conversation, because you're always going to find people that don't know about us. Even 2 years later, people are like, "Oh, I didn't get that Sonic," or 2 years later, "I didn't get that old character."
Sure, but the point I'm trying to say, I mean, absolutely, but there's a
Yeah.
difference. The difference isn't about a specific product, and I didn't get that one
Mm-hmm.
in particular. The fact is that we lose the motivation to do number 2 and number 3 in the line if the first one doesn't sell well enough. Why would we think that 2 and 3, which is a secondary character, would do well? The answer is we wouldn't.
But even if the first one sold really well, you're going to get people that say, "Oh, I missed out my first."
But it doesn't
one."
matter. We still have the confidence to do number 2 and 3. I don't care about other people. I care about us. What I mean by that is, I can't control if someone's seen it or not. All I can control is whether or not, if we made the second and third, would we lose money? That's the point. That's all I care about. Would it be a risk, a financial risk to the company to make 2 and
Well,
3?
if the first one didn't do so well, you're not going to expect the second and third. one to do
Exactly.
well. Yeah.
And therefore, if the first one, let's say the first one did really, really well, and we therefore have the confidence to do 2 and 3, understanding that we know it's going to be not do as well, right? But it's still, because number 1 did really well, number 2, even if it's, let's say, quarter of, let's say it's 2/3 of the sales, it's still worth doing, for example, right? Then we have enough information to go, you know what, we'll do that then. I don't care if somebody wanted to get in the first one, missed out on it. I don't care. That's not about. There's nothing I can control about that. The only thing that we can control is, do we make 2 and 3? And the point is, we can't make 2 and 3 if number 1 didn't do well, because we think
if
that
the first one did very well, you can still make the first one again, just something different.
So
That's a different.
that is the point.
All right.
This is obviously you didn't read the Fun Day post because I wrote it. And
I did read it.
I got confused
I
as well.
It, but all the stuff is like repeating itself.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like,
so
deja
the
vu.
concept was, for a scenario where the main character didn't do well because for X, Y, and Z, like, assume it's because no one knew about us back then. Let's just assume that, right?
Let's say for example, like Sonic, right? It was like, there's too many Sonics. There's always going to be people that like Sonic in a different way.
Sure.
Yeah, there's always going to be that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then would it make sense that we would release, let's say, the second in the line with people knowing that we would be making the first guy again, the main character again?
Sure. I mean,
the same scale.
If folks know that, yeah, we're going to do the second and the third one, making sure the first one's there, and then once you've done the first one, but we're going to make sure that we do the second and third one.
So the point being that people wouldn't buy the second one.
Yeah, but what happens if we say, okay, guys, we're going to do the second and third one. We will revisit the first one, do the first one, but again, the sales does really bad for the first one, even though you promise you do the second and third one. But we base it on the first one sales, and that didn't do so well. Do we go back and say, sorry, guys, the first one didn't sell very well. That's it. We're not going to do it.
You mean the second one didn't sell?
Yeah, as in the second attempt to go back and do the first one.
But then we would have.
Because we promised to do.
Wait. See. Like, let's go 1, 2, 3 in the line.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
1, 2, 3.
Okay,
yeah.
1 is already out.
Yeah.
Not so good.
Not
right?
so good.
So I'm like, right,
You'd be like,
we don't want to do 2 and 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But let's say we tell them, okay, look, a lot of people don't want to buy 2 and 3 because they never got 1 because 1 was really not sold 1. Therefore, there are not very many of them. Okay.
Sure.
So if we tell the guys, okay, there will be 2 and 3, and we will make 1 again as the fourth in the line. Right? We'll make 1 again. Therefore, you have the chance. So therefore, people who would only buy 2 because they know that they can get 1, but they lost 1 already. They know they can get that same character again on the fourth in the line, if that makes sense, yeah? In that scenario, that...
What if they only want the first one, so they're going to skip the second and third one, and you'd be like, oh my god, the second and third one did really bad. Do I even bother to do the fourth one? It's like... it's just constantly looping, right?
Well, you mean if 2 and 3 did really badly?
Yeah.
But I see, I told you. Then,
No, guys, I'm trying to think of
Devil's advocate.
Trying to think of all the different scenarios here.
So
to
here's
make
an interesting thing.
What?
The second conversation was
Yeah.
whether or not we do it in 1/6 and start all over again. Now, of course, the people... Now, don't get me wrong. Let's look on 2 different points of views. The first point of view, those who bought the first one would be like, oh my god, that's so annoying because I bought the first one in 1/4 expecting the rest and I feel upset about that. Understand,
Yeah,
right?
understand, yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
The second thing is, though, what happens if we find that nobody would buy 2 and 3 in 1/4 because it's dollar bills now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Dollar,
Or-
like, who's gonna buy? Like, because 1/4 now default is 550, 600 now, right? That's the market now, right? Or we go 1/6 and it's now like 400, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll get the 1/6 in a more complicated base at 400, but I won't get the 1/6 in the 1/4 because I don't love the character that much. He's a secondary character, or he or she is a secondary, or it's a secondary character. That again is another scenario that
Even if they went with that scenario, you still have saying you're back to the original thing because you got to treat it like another launch. Like what happens if you assume that 1/6 is going to do well because it's smaller and cheaper, but in fact it didn't sold very well. Even though we go, okay, guys, so what happens to the second and third guys? A second and third tier character.
I would find something that opens a window fully, because I know it doesn't open full, and then I can.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for 1/6 for unproven things in the future. And then you can always revisit it in 1/4. Because you know that there's a market there to handle it. Interesting.
I think you should.
The price point is now
think you
really
should, like you
pricing
say.
out the 1/4 now. It's just I think new licenses, like once we committed to, we're 1/4ing it, and the price is going to go up, the price is what it is, right? For example, Alucard is this. I'm currently working on Richter. Richter's going to be significantly more expensive than Alucard because by the time the Richter's up for order, it would have been Death would have come out and Dracula would have come out, and that's not a product that's coming out for at least a year and a half, and that in statue terms, in terms of the factories pushing up the prices, is going to really push up the price, and then it's going to be like, oh my god, well, is people going to be paying $600-700 for a Richter at 1/4 in a pretty simple thing? So I feel like 1/4 is getting really outpriced now. I mean, you just go to have a look at what other people are charging for simple characters in bases. It's already $700, pretty standard now. That's just the reality of what it is. So I find like, but we've already established that now in terms of the scale of Castlevania. But I'm concerned. I'm concerned that as the prices get pushed up by the factory, that people will they be getting the secondary characters. This is exactly the case that we're going to see with when Dracula comes out, Death comes out, and Richter comes out, all that sort of stuff. Now the question is, would those people have bought it at 1/6 at a smaller scale, at a cheaper price point? Well, and the sizing, all that sort of stuff.
I think we just got to get to a point where we make enough money, a lot of money, where we don't even have to consider about the size. People will lap it up. Or we make them in.
Anytime you want to let me know this multi-billion-dollar idea, just let me know, mate. Don't fucking hold don't hold back, right? Just let me know.
Right, so that was that conversation right from that post. Did you get
no sugar? Hell no, Marcus.
Did you get a lot of interesting comments in that post of yours?
I shut down when it was all complicated and stuff. Because a lot of people were like, yeah, remake all the Zelda stuff. I'm like, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's like less than 10 comments in. It was like, remake all the Zelda stuff.
There you go, Lucas. To be honest with you, secondary characters looking
guys
at
are asking,
now.
guys are asking, is Sonic and Tails 1/6?
The last time I checked, there's 1 hour and 11 minutes to go, and we'll have all that information for you.
There you go, guys.
Sonic is Sonic scale. Boom.
Sonic is Sonic scale. Yeah.
Alright. Sonic is technically what? 1 meter. Isn't it? He's 1 meter.
Where's that life size?
And then Eggman is 180. Off the top of my head. Alrighty, speaking of Richter, this week has been quite a few before and afters,
Yeah.
and it's been really good to be able to get the community involved quite a lot in terms of, hey, do you think like this one's okay, and how's that one, and people.
It's a shame. It's a shame that those before and after videos that you post, they don't loop themselves. Because you play it once, it's like over so quickly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it goes really quickly, less than a second.
Oh, really?
It's like really quick.
No.
So it's really hard to like.
Rubbish.
It is.
You sure?
I'm sure. Because when I press play on it, it's like over instantly.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me see. Oh, look at that, Chock. Someone's just posted their own Steam.
Yeah.
Have a look at that, yeah. Richter. He says, very good. But he's from Zhongguo. Zhongguo. Is this the one here? No, that's not it. Most recent. What? Can't even find it. Richter. Here. Let's see.
Does it loop for you guys?
Play. Before, after. Using the power of my mind.
I don't think it does
Using the power of my mind.
I don't think it does on the mobile.
Using the power of my mind.
Not on the phone.
Uh-huh. I gotta turn that off.
Been seeing a lot of it.
Biggest
I've been seeing that more than everything else.
of Average view time 2 seconds. Rick CHTER. Rictua. Most recento. Should I bump it to the top, yeah? Bump it to the top. To the top. There you go. Right, it's at the top. No, get rid of that. Just go like just regular and open the club. Yeah, refresh. Boom, right at the top. What?
It's not.
One more time. Let's refresh it then.
Refreshing it like. It's not.
Something wrong with your phone, mate.
Told you.
It doesn't loop GIFs, it doesn't. No. Straight down. Refresh it.
Yeah, I have refreshing it. Yeah, see, it's refreshed like that. Decent.
Anyways, it totally loops.
Doesn't loop.
It doesn't loop on mobile, Leah.
See?
Jeez.
Leah's got me. There you go.
She feels you. She knows what's up. Maybe it doesn't loop on iPhone.
You're like trust issues here.
iPhone. It doesn't loop. Let me try on mine. Let me try on the good stuff.
Good stuff.
Alright, here we go.
What?
The good stuff, mate. I have trust issues, mate, because you're an iPhone user.
See, like this. See? It does that now. That's different.
That's new.
It goes on to
Alright,
the
we'll
next one.
click it on
That's
like full.
different
Let's
now.
click it full. Make it full screen.
See? Like.
It
And then it
stops.
goes to the other side.
Yeah.
But then do it full screen though, yeah.
Yeah, full screen, yeah.
This is for the artistes. That is for the marketing, mate. I use an iPad. It doesn't loop. Of course it doesn't loop because it's an iPad. There you go. The power of Android. Boom. Your face in.
But that's not fair.
I like it.
Make it loop longer.
That would be like, well, you mean like do 20 loops in the one GIF?
Yeah. It's like those long YouTube videos.
Yeah, like Pikachu dancing on a loop for like a gazillion hours. Alrighty, so Richter loved involving the club chocks back and forth. It's already moved on since there, adding some details. I love getting to that point where we're getting into the detail side. So adding some details along his
guys,
collar.
So you know, it doesn't look like Alucard anymore. So have some patience. It's still work in progress. You should put that on every single thing you post. WIP in front of what your message.
But sometimes I think that people don't even know what WIP stands for.
Type it out. Work in progress.
Indeedy. Alright, let's talk a little bit about Shiranui. PVC. Let's not. Alright, let's carry on to... Don't worry, guys.
Oh my god.
It's not where it needs to be.
You know,
You want to have a gif of that then, mate? We are looking into that. Do not worry. It's only fun. It's an alpaca. Is it an alpaca? Those, or like a llama or something like that.
Yeah.
I love it. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. We are going to be
tail down,
absolutely
up down. Just have it up down. Like that.
That's like a, it's like, you got to sort of like do.
Like, have it adjustable like that.
It's
your tail up down and your neck like that.
Yeah. You see. Wait. Do that again. Can you do that again?
No, I can't do it now. Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then.
Okay. Right. Try that forward like that, up down like that. Not this way. Yeah. Hang on then.
And then what?
Not bad. Not
Why?
bad. It's like things like you got to like pat your tummy.
Oh,
your head,
that, yeah,
and then like that, or like do reversing
Gotcha.
arm limb.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of like doing that, you got to do one goes this
yeah,
way, one
yeah.
goes that way, and then you sort of do them at the same time, right? That's the same thing for. Anyways, what the hell are we talking about?
Shiranui.
Alright, don't worry about Shiranui. I appreciate all the comments, all the feedback. You know, likewise from VV giving me some things to think about as well, and others as well. So we're gonna keep going. Still early days.
Barry Evans, Tuesday, November 24th, 1992. Is that Sonic Tuesday? It's got to be.
That's not his birthday, is it?
No, Sonic Tuesday.
Is that the first day that it came out?
Yeah, on a Tuesday.
But that's probably on a Tuesday just in the UK though, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Just the UK, right?
Just the UK, yeah.
No, United States.
Really?
United States. At least.
In the States.
Ah, but Sonic 2.
Yeah, Sonic Tuesday. Sonic 2 Tuesday, that's why I say it.
Mm. Did you ever play it 2-player?
Yeah.
Who did you play with, your brother?
No, with a friend.
You didn't have a Genesis, did you? Or Mega Drive?
No, my friend did at first.
Did you get your own one?
I eventually did, yeah.
So did you not play with anybody then?
No.
Because
But apparently, if you load, but I tried it out, as in load it up, and you can pick up the player, pick up the other controller. Like if you play single player and have tails, apparently you pick up the other controller and you can actually control the other tails, the other character. That makes sense?
no. So if you pick up the other controller, all of a sudden it defaults to that person instead of Sonic?
No, as in like the tails that follows you in the game.
Yeah.
You pick up the other controller, and then you can control him.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. I can't remember. I'm totally sure.
Did it split screen? No.
No, not split screen.
It was
I
just
think
like
it's a
running
full
around with
screen.
it.
Yeah, when you play.
And then
with
if you
one player.
disappeared off the screen, you just
That's it. Yeah.
you better catch up then. First game I ever pre-purchased. Nice. Chockles, did you ever play your Sonic Mania?
Who's asking?
Cassandra.
No. Still haven't had a chance.
Didn't want to open it
I
up.
haven't even opened it up yet.
What's up, Maurizio? Maurizio.
We've got the Japanese version and the US version.
Nice.
Oh, that reminds me of something.
Okay.
Cheers, Dan.
Ami PVC started. Already, Chocks. Can you believe it? Ami PVC.
yeah.
So actually what's going to close off the last chance
Yay.
weekend is going to be the fact that we've made them all already.
Oh, okay.
That's what's going to close it off. That's what happened with Sonic, with Spyro as well. But the thing is that we guaranteed until a certain date, but we're going so quick on this.
What do you want to do?
Just make for stock. Just make for stock. So yeah, if you haven't had a chance to see, Ami PVC is already in production. I've done a couple of videos on that in the group. I will continue to do more and more pictures, videos, all that good stuff. So if you're following that because you have that on your order, then you will be able to see all the behind the scenes for that. So a lot of people find that interesting, especially because we have a lot of first time Okami fans who bought this Chocks who are now in the club for the first time. So hopefully you will enjoy seeing that behind the scenes. Moving on, we have the Ami PVC LED mock-up. So the original Ami was done in a red LED and it made the lighting effect really quite weak, Chocks. And then what we did is we changed the LEDs for white and yellow lights inside the reflector and it looked so much brighter, much better. And we're going to be making sure that all of the Amis, the exclusive versions, will come with those updated LEDs, Chocks. That's going to allow for it to be that much brighter for when the lights go out. So that's cool. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. The other thing is of that was the grey comic version, and that was the first time to show you guys that, and that is going to be sometime in the new year or towards the end of the year. It's going to be after the resin though.
Hey, JM, Morium. I wish conversions had a 6-month plan. My wallet can't handle 2 plus 150 plus payments. Well, if your orders convert, technically you have a 3-month payment plan, and I won't recommend, but you could technically defer it.
So the deferring though doesn't change the amount. It just means that you push it back a month, if that makes sense.
Right.
So it doesn't like halve your amount for 6 months,
it
but
just-
it does give you a bit of respite. You know, it gives you a little bit
Bit
of
of time
right,
for you to
right,
save up.
absolutely. When can we expect the new Ami resin? I'm saying within 3 to 4 months, I would say. Snake SD, some updates. We showed the mock-up of the exclusive box. Now it was just a 3D render. When do you think we're actually going to have the actual one in the house?
We needed to add something extra and get that approved, did we not?
No, that's the outer carton. I'm talking about the actual exclusive box.
Or the colour box.
Right. Well, the exclusive box. Well, both actually. No one see anything. The color box and the exclusive box. What we needed to get approved, of course, was just the outer box, which is not what I'm talking about. Find out. I mean, obviously, it'll be ready when it's ready. It just turns up. It's
It'll
just,
be ready when it's ready.
yeah, sure. But if you just knew, you know,
Priorities.
of things to know, you know, validation times.
I know.
Things to know.
They know.
But no, you know that Elaine is based in the UK. You know that sort of information, but you have no idea.
Because that thing's never changed.
Right, yeah. Uh-huh.
That doesn't need to change. It's
Then
always
why
from
would
the
we
UK.
ever have to update our shipping addresses then? If it never changes, then why do we have an update shipping address option? Alrighty. So, a couple of other things. Some Snake production videos. Make sure you check those out if that's something that you're looking forward to. And I showed a video again of how the eyes are made. It's a nice behind the scenes for you guys to check out for
Yeah,
the
it was
tempo
like-
printing. Yep,
It's like a 5-step process, I think.
that's right. Hey Jocks, Renato Tavares da Silva over on YouTube wants to know how
YouTube?
long for the Sonic PVC. Any idea?
Sonic PVC,
Mhm.
when we're looking at that now. How long for Sonic PVCs, any idea?
We plan to get that out around about the time of the film. We think that probably makes the most sense.
God, it's still a long way though, isn't it?
It's not really Jocks because we've got to get it out the door before the end of the year on a boat and in shops.
Yeah.
So it's not
That's
that
still-
much long to go.
That's like a month or two time. A month or two. So it has to go out in December.
Absolutely, the latest. So it's not a long. There's not a lot of time at all. Much appreciated, says I pronounced the name correctly. Okay. Mega Man TF, loving the silhouette, but somebody did a bit of a spoiler, Chocks. They changed my settings and could see a little bit of the details.
It wasn't
However,
hard.
of course,
I could see it without even changing it.
I guess that's an iPhone thing.
Just turn up the brightness, yo.
Hacker Man.
Hey,
So,
Liam.
what's going on, Liam? Yeah, so that's what we did in terms of getting that all ready for preparing that. We're going to be
Mega
showing Mega Man at. We're not doing ACG, are we? We're doing Gamescom. Are we debuting that there?
I think we did put it for ACG.
We did. Really?
Mm.
Really?
It's PVC centric, yo. was your first mute.
That was your first mute, yeah, it was.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know, because I pushed it and it didn't work. Don't
You
worry.
sure?
Yes, I pushed it. It didn't work.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I like it. All right. So, Zero. Keeping it in the Mega Man theme, Jocks. Finally, Zero is it going to be the longest thing in development? What's going to be quite interesting is, Chocks, we got to the end of development and we remade it completely. It's not the first time we've done that, Chocks. With Zero, though, we made it twice, and now we're making it for a third time. But we're starting all over again, and we're going to see the current technology, the current ability, the current artistic vision that we have now compared to what we're doing for this one now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be really great when we finally do our Q&A, our documentary on that, to compare what the original ones look like and the changes and where we got to here.
It's a super long documentary, yeah. Here's what it was, 2015
2000 and nothing.
or whatever it is, yeah.
And the rest. I started working on that a long time ago. So
yeah.
it's going to be quite interesting to see how that goes, right? Because we cancelled it in 2016. So that means it was launched and developed in 2013, 2014, 2015, something. Anyways, and with the new technology, the new expectations, our new abilities, to see how that translates. I look forward to seeing
It's like Mega Man 1 to 10.
Right.
It's gonna have its own 0.
that.
1, 2,
Absolutely.
3.
So we showed. I just asked the guys what they thought of the face, and people were generally liking the new updated face. That's the first stop. So that's what I'm really pumped about that.
Did you want to say what's it based from? As in, like, the 0. Is it based on any particular
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Right.
Just to give that kind of look to
Yeah.
it, yeah. Okay, so the next is again some sneaks of the snake bust. We made some changes to the face, and we're really happy with it. It's almost done. We're gonna get that wrapped up.
It looks so different than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the bandana as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The way it flicks. Now it's kind of like coming down.
Mm-hmm. Indeedy. Wobstar Kirby in production, Chocks. All good in the hood.
Is now.
Aye. Metal Sonic. This is quite interesting, Chocks.
Yeah.
It was the middle of Sonic Hype Week. I put Metal Sonic there, and people were like a little bit underwhelmed, to be honest with you, Chocks. But I've had another look at the
Someone
concept.
saying,
And
some comments were saying that that kind of pose seems to be more like for other characters. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, for example, it could be for what was it? What's his name? Mind blank. Mine just went blank.
from Sonic?
Yeah, from Sonic. Yeah.
Silver?
No.
Shadow?
Yeah, Shadow.
Shadow.
Yeah. So someone was saying that pose is more suitable for Shadow, etc.
Right. Except for it's from a screen grab, from what Metal does. So I'm going to keep looking a little bit more closely, and I'll make a decision on that.
Yeah.
And because I can sort of see what it looks like in my head. I just because the concept drawing was pretty loose, but it was quite it's quite interesting. Yeah, so we'll have to see how that goes. Can't wait for the next statue in the WWE line. Now that would be some differences right there. We are also on the...
Done that?
What? Oh.
See?
Dragon of Dojima. Yakuza. Kiryu. I'm not gonna lie, Chocks. I'm not gonna lie. 250 plus likes.
Really?
Who's counting? Me. That was quite nice. Just a random picture. Nice. No gate. No gate. No gate. But I'm very happy with the concept, Chocks. We made someone who's quite boring. A dude in a suit, right? Interesting as hell. Really interesting as hell. And I'm all of a sudden really pumped for this project. Super pumped. The question is, what size? What size should it be, Chocks?
Asking me, yeah? 1/6.
I don't think they can sustain a 1/4 price.
It's not just that. It's just looking at it as a whole, right? The previous Sega statue characters we have. You could say that, hey, you look at it as a new thing, it's a separate thing, or you look
Sure.
at it as what we have previously done before. If you want to go and do 1/6, maybe this is a good way for it. Weigh out the pros and cons.
Not so sure. I'm not sure. Well, let's see what the hype is like when we get further and closer down to the line, and then when we have to push the button, we'll make a decision again then. Alphonse, if you have been following the project, it's been paused because we made some changes to the pride tendrils, the attacking things that come out the front of the DE. We made some changes to it, added some teeth. People asked for the teeth, we made some changes. Also, to the emblem at the front, the shield at the front,
Yeah.
changed that as well. And because the DE, when you remove it, there's holes there. We're adding a cover for those that want to swap out because they don't have the space for the DE or whatever it may be. They have that option to put that there. Otherwise, it'd be a big hole there. So we wanted to give that cover. All of those have now been done, so we can now proceed further on with production, or at least get to that point where the factory, it's just been printed. Now you need to make the counter sample, etc.
Nice.
But it's now back in the factory's core, no longer in our core, which is always really good. So, some more things in the club. Aika.
There's a lot of Sega stuff, right in there. Oh, there's a before and after for that as well.
I can only see it one time before it turns off. Alex, you should make it loop longer.
What happened to Rihanna? Now there's a quick question. I call Rihanna.
Better sales? It's not. There's no question about that.
Really?
None whatsoever. Vice did better than the Knights, so therefore by default.
From previous numbers? I don't know, that was before my time, right? Previous numbers.
Vice did really well, like 450 or something back then, something like that.
Oh, your mate, innit?
Yeah, that's what's pointing at you. Okay, so was that much people? I mean, look. First of all, two things. There was some feedback on the face, which we've done, and we've done that and updated that. That's cool.
Yeah,
Most
yeah,
people
yeah.
are happy with that. I'm just looking at let me see the
Gave us-
feedback on
gave
this
us-
one.
Gave her some brown eyes. We're still talking about her, right?
We are.
Yeah, gave her some brown eyes. You gave her a new haircut.
Aye. Did I say space pirates like an idiot? Space pirates? I meant fucking sky pirates. What the fucking numbnuts? Let me try that shit. Edit post. For everyone thinks I'm being a numpty. Sky pirates. What a numbnuts.
It's closer to space.
It's one below. It's one below.
Yes.
And
Maybe they're in space now because it's been so long.
I'm spaced out. Ain't that right, Raoul, mate? Ain't that right? This guy's a Metroid.
Well,
All right.
Skies on
This
Metroid.
guy's a Metroid. That's what Nana says.
Yeah. Skies on Phoenix Wright, yeah.
Mumbo Jumbo. Killer concept. I wouldn't bother, Chocks.
Huh?
I
Why?
wouldn't bother with Mumbo Jumbo
No?
unless we made it sweet.
What happened to who is it? Who keeps constantly saying? No, it's not Mumbo Jumbo.
Who?
It's the other character, isn't it?
Who, what? What? Grunty?
Jinjos.
Oh, the Jinjos?
Yeah,
Oh, you mean
yeah.
that dude?
Yeah, right. You should-
Angel?
Make a post about it and then see who will do better. What?
I'll say it in the admin chat. Okay. Chocks.
Okay. What?
Well, so let me go back to Mumbo
Are we
Jumbo.
done, yeah?
I
Yeah,
will
Mumbo
not do
Jumbo, yeah.
Mumbo Jumbo unless I said, you know what, we have a fucking killer concept for this. And therefore, I'll do it. Because I think it's a secondary character, a little bit of a risk. Yes, people voted on that. We know that doesn't mean anything per se. But I'm really happy with that concept. Really happy with the concept. Did you see this, Chocks?
Huh? What?
This is really cool. I was like,
Ashley's asking, can I ask that Mumbo has a button to make him do his spell casting sounds?
interesting. Alright, so if I bring this over here. So if I go to...
Hey Miguel, yeah, we saw the Ornstein. Saw the Ornstein post.
So the original one looked like this. I think the original one looked like this. Or not, like super lame, right? And then to had to, you know,
Yeah.
so it looks so
Ga- gamify it, yeah?
yeah, and
So it looks more gaming, yeah? Gamify it.
yeah, because otherwise it was very. I mean, that's not even the one. I can show you it's even more lame than that.
Oh, look at that!
I'll show you it's
It's like-
even more lame like that.
yeah, it's
Well, no, you can see over here. I'll show you. What the OG is there. That's the OG right there.
Gamified it, there we are.
There you go, right? That's the OG, right?
Yeah.
Then, so I guess it's another version of that, right? Or like that, I guess, right? And then took that and did this with it. Obviously did this with it, but no, but taking that and did this with it. Absolutely lame. They took the original one and because you know we could just.
It looks like something out of.
Right. Just awful. Awful, and therefore
it looks like something out
got
of.
the team to do this.
Yeah.
And it's just night and day. Absolutely night and day.
It looks like one of these characters.
That's interesting. Which way? Do you think it goes this way? Or that way?
Oh.
It's interesting.
Inner or outer?
Yeah. Huh. Inner.
Ah. Well, we got it there, but not there.
What?
Inner and outer.
Yeah, no. You know, these are all choices, right? And also look at this. You can see this one. Pew! So how they're doing with that and stuff like that. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, so Mumbo Jumbo, killer concept. Otherwise, boom, not even interested. Sweet. Chocks, over to you.
Alright, guys. 5 weeks. It's been 5 weeks. Grip giveaway has ended.
Thank you so much.
Thank
over
you.
to the lads over at Wired.
Wired Productions. 25 copies have been given out. Winners will be contacted shortly. So much appreciate that. I guess it's time to hit back the Wired boys to see what's up next.
What's next, guys? Did I what?
next,
We just
guys?
gave you loads of stuff.
Come on, these guys want more.
Hungry, hungry, hungry.
That's right, Lizzie. 40 minutes left.
40 minutes to go, Chocks. All right, over to you.
Oh, Temptation Thursdays.
Temptation Thursdays.
Much appreciate as always to Emerez.
Hermes.
Aramis. I keep saying Aramis.
It might be. It's Hermes, probably. Hermes. Hermes.
Aramis.
Hermes. You probably don't pronounce the S.
All right then.
Sacre bleu.
Temptation Thursdays TT 158. That is Ninja Gaiden. 259 votes in total. 90 says yes. 169 says no. Wow. I remember back in the day, everyone was saying, "Let's make some ninjas. Make some ninjas." What happened to that? You know, that ninja stuff that you've been working on in the past. We want some more ninjas, but
I don't see.
How many people want puppies and dragons?
Strider? Did we do Strider?
Yeah, we did a Strider.
Yeah, and that didn't do well either, did it?
You know.
What's the other ninja? Shinobi? Did we do that?
Shinobi, yeah. Did we do a Shinobi?
I think we did a
Or
Shinobi.
Revenge of Shinobi or something? I don't think we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
Revenge of Shinobi.
we did. And
What's
did
the other one? We didn't do Shadow Dancer. That's a different one.
did we do the one I just said? Strider. I think we did.
I think we did. Yeah, one of the early ones. Strider.
Is there anything else? Was there any ninjas that I'm thinking of?
Sub-Zero. No.
Indeedy.
No, we didn't do any ninjas. Yeah, Turtles. Ninja Turtles. Or Hero Turtles. Yeah, what happened to the Turtles?
Oh dear.
Look at that. 368 votes for Ninja Turtles. That says yes.
TTND.
Alright, so keep voting, guys.
Keep on voting.
Yeah. Maybe if it was a female ninja, it might do better.
Whoa, Barry Evans, you're telling me it's 43 minutes for him?
For what? What?
43 severe lag on desktop. 43 minutes remaining. That's crazy.
Really?
It's like a bloody hell.
On what?
Is it on desktop?
Can't be.
That's crazy.
My desktop doesn't say 43 minutes. I've got like, it says 36 minutes. It's how many seconds?
33,
10 seconds.
yeah.
About
10
10
seconds
seconds,
delay.
yeah. 10 seconds delay.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. Try closing it and play it again.
So, Chocks, did you do this week's One Star Ocean?
Yes, TT 159.
I don't see it.
I don't know why it's not there. You paid for it, right?
I did.
There it is. Payment received.
Unlocked.
Payment received unlocked, yes. Right, 197 total votes.
I'd rather lock it back up, mate, after that.
158 says no.
Oh, dear.
39 people says yes.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do some Star Ocean.
Yo, have you played it before?
Till the end of time.
I don't think I played that.
I bought it. I haven't played it. I bought it.
What was that out on?
It's out on PlayStation.
It's old, isn't it? Is there like a bunch of them?
There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them. I think it's like 5, isn't it? Up to 5. That was loads, not just 5. I see 7. Up until 2016, it's
Interesting.
7.
Interesting.
But
Interesting.
it says there, of the 6 games in the series, 5 have been released outside Japan. Yeah.
Alrighty, Chocks. Is that it? Oh, next week's
Next
TT.
week's TT, Black Clover anime. Wonder how that'll do.
Indeedy. Alright, Chocks. Next one is...
Hashtag winners.
Let's do it. 3 lucky winners. You need two of these letters. We have A double G L S M. A double G L S M. For a chance for 500 all point shows at random. Let me know if you're in it to what win it. A double G L S M. Are you still in it to win it? Sebastian, no news on the Mimic. It is still scheduled to be going. It's still in its production slot. A double M. A double G, I mean. A double G. LSM. A-double-G. I'm not sure if you're AC or AG on this one. Alrighty. Wait, so do you get like adverts on Twitch? Alright, here we go. Winner number 1. Andrew John Messenger, congratulations. Winner number 2, Glenn Sperling. Congrats. And last but not least, Gemma Lloyd. How do people get notified? Do you have to like tell people how does that normally happen?
Send them, just directly send them a message.
But who does? Phil does.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be new guy.
You're right, yeah.
Okay.
And then for the photo contest stuff as well, I need to give those points out as well.
Right, okay. Alright, sweet.
Aye. Yeah.
Indeedy.
The new guy's still around?
As I said as with Phil, I told him not to bother with the name. Now I'm asking you. I'll let you know if it's worth. Hashtag.
This week's
F4F.
hashtag, yeah, this week's hashtag
Gotta go fast for a chance to win
F4F,
500 reward points. So is it a random hashtag? F4F. Gotta go fast.
as in GOTTA, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, gotta
Go fast.
Boom.
For a chance to win 500 reward points chosen at random.
Right, make sure you
Hashtag
type this out correctly, guys.
Gotta go fast.
GOTTA GOFAST. That's
MAD
right.
says still waiting on his points from 3 streams ago.
Yeah. I've already instructed Phil.
Mizrahi wants to have one for Bleach. A TT.
3 streams ago? MAD? No way, your name's not there.
Oh dear.
How dare you?
How dare you.
Your name's not there.
Oh dear. Go back. More. Couple more.
It's a 3 weeks ago, so it's 1, 2, 3.
Keep
Ain't
going.
there? Not there.
Nice try. Unless did he do who dat? If he did, he didn't win any points.
You lied.
Oh dear.
No
Oh,
good,
dear.
no good. Anyone got it?
It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be caps or not caps. Either is fine. Caps. Alrighty, it's gonna kick off with a week in review. Kevin Brandenburg. Is there nothing else, right, Jocks? Over to me. Is that right?
Let's double check. That's right. Q&A.
Alright, let's do it. As I saw images of the Kiryu statue, I have a couple of questions. Will it be resin or PVC? It will be resin. And when will the pre-order be starting? Ages away. We're still at the 3D concepts. We're still at the 3D stage. Looking forward to some more news on TF Midnight soon. Fingers crossed. My understanding is we've started making the molds.
What, Elaine? You haven't got yours since episode 122?
Whoop, there it is.
What? Your name's not on there? Jeez, guys, what the hell? Your name's not on there.
Oh dear. Is MAD there to defend his honor?
He goes, oh, maybe 4 episodes back.
Don't see him 4 episodes back either.
No,
Or did he like PM you or something?
no. He hasn't PM'd me.
I didn't see
one
it.
PM'd me.
Alrighty.
Well, my name here doesn't fit my real name. How do I get my points from last stream?
Who's that?
Leah. But don't worry, if you know, points will be given out. But that's hard, right? MAD, I'll check the recaps, dude, I swear.
You know what MAD always does?
Go for it, mate, go for it. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out.
It wasn't a who dat, right?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah. Is it a who dat?
Yeah,
Or
if it was a
hashtag.
who dat, it's my fault.
Let me go to the who dat. Can't be.
Can't be.
It can't
Because I have to handle the who dat. And I know we have to give points to absolutely nobody. Look at that. Died, dead, dead, died, died, died. Everyone gone.
These are done and done and done, right? Because you give them literally on the stream, as in like, you know. But anyway, like, MAD's not even on there.
He's not even on there, Chocks.
What?
I think he's misunderstanding the hashtag. It's not, he thinks it's not FRF gotta go fast. It's gotta try and play a fast one. Gotta pull a fast one.
I've got points in the hashtag. Elaine, no, Elaine, did you get, your name's not on it. These haven't been given out yet. Ah, Leah, you got it for last week's.
Which has not been done
Is
yet,
that
right?
Leah? Is it
Yeah,
the
that's
same
Leah,
Leah?
yeah, that's
right?
Leah.
So that hasn't been done yet.
Right,
Don't
okay,
worry,
that's
Leah.
fair enough. Yeah, she sorted that,
you're
right?
You're on the list.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ones with Phil next to it says it's been done, right?
Yeah. Well, this one is kind of like I gave him today, so I guess it hasn't been done. But
Sure, that's fine. I don't see any
still-
MAD on
but
that.
MAD on that. No MAD.
No, MAD. MAD's just
MAD hasn't even won one.
keep scrolling. Nope. Mayo. It wasn't entered as MAD or MAD or anything like that.
No.
Alrighty, let's do it, Chocks. Johannes Norbeck. Has the packing situation with Ornstein pushed him back, or would you consider it an easy fix? Simple as. Didn't do anything to it. All it was just put it in properly. That's all it was. Adam James Meredith. If one was to go on the waitlist for Shiranui X or regular, what are the chances of converting? I'd say pretty high. Also, Horizon TT poll is looking good. When's that happening? Is it?
Horizon TT. I thought we'd done it.
Yeah, I know. Is it doing well? Wake me up when it's top 8. God, whatever. It's not even close.
520
Put out total yes votes and see. I mean, the total yes votes.
total votes.
Total yes votes.
Sorry.
Total yes votes. By yes votes.
Yeah, by
No,
yes
no,
votes.
yeah, just by yes votes, yeah. I get rid of Horizon.
Oh, everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going.
By
One-
yes votes.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Keep going. 17, 18, 19, 20.
We'll click more.
Click more. 21, 22, 23, 24. Top
20.
25. Well done, mate.
Top 25.
Let's see it. Top 8, and then we'll talk. If you have to click load more. Oh dear. Damian Christophe. How do you feel about all these new official resin figure manufacturers announcing licensed products? What does that even mean? How do I feel about resin people joining and producing all this sort of stuff? All I would say about that is it is something that we are not surprised about. It's something that we are preparing for, and that is the pillars of products that we will be offering in the future. Why is it that we are putting so much emphasis on something like the PVCs? And that is the reason why we're doing just that. Because the barriers to entry to the resin market are incredibly low. It's not like it was before. And therefore, it means that we have to diversify to survive. And that is what we're doing. What's Split Core Gaming saying?
Who?
Oh my god, he's saying, if I'm right, show a preview of War.
What if you're wrong? What are you going to do? What are you going to show us?
Know. You can win the comp on Twitch. All you need to do is get 50 people to hit 50 on Twitch, and then you'll get it. Because last week or something, we had one of those getting it on YouTube, for example, because we hit over 50 on YouTube. That's where we're at. Now, of course, if you guys were smart about it, all the Facebook guys would jump on Twitch. I shouldn't be telling you this, right? Then jump on YouTube, and then come back to Facebook, and then we'll be like, oh shit, we got to give out like loads of points.
Yeah.
But hey, just ignore me from saying that. I should have muted that. Do you feel that collecting high-end collectibles has just been getting more and more trendy lately? No, I don't. I just think the barriers to entry is far lower. 3. Is this impacting licensors to more easily let their licenses be worked on? No, licensors just probably didn't get enough people asking them for it. Or because there was only a certain number of players. Now there are much more players. Did you see that coming and move ahead with PVC Nation? Boom! 3 years ago, we said, we have to do this. And here we are with maybe 10, 15 different PVCs in the works, not even including the ones that we've already launched. Super, 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 super excited about our PVC Nation. Jean-Paul Valazidis, oh shit, I got it right before. Valazidis says, do you like your job? Watch his face. He's really good at poker. I love it. I love my job. I love it. Alex, my apologies if I missed this, but the refund coupon codes, have you explained how it's going to work? Sure. What's going to happen is when you receive your product, your Ornstein, after 30 days, we're going to give you a coupon code. Because you could just, we have to wait for the 30 days because, that's the warranty stage, etc., etc. Martin Coniali, please read to the end. What? I know what you're saying. But our system, we are crying out for IT. We're trying to do something about it.
Chat on the stream's not moving. Is that not moving?
Nice. That has happened before.
Gotta go slow.
Let's get that working.
Gotta go slow.
Gotta go
Thanks,
slow.
Eleanor. Thanks, Ronald. Thanks, Nana Say. For those that said chat's frozen.
Sweet.
Yep, is it working now?
Yeah, should be working. That's cool.
Ooh.
Hey, another gift sub. Appreciate that. Very nice.
Did you read it all?
Yeah.
This bit in it.
Yeah, but it's not.
I know, but still, that bit in it. That.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I understand.
20 minutes to go, guys.
Xavius. Sorry, mate. That's not how it works. The money was applied for it. It just doesn't work like that. So yeah, in terms of trying to do it early, our IT department is so backed up. So backed up.
That's still
Hmm?
there. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, yeah, right. I know, blind pre-order was, let me see, so it's...
During the documentary, I'm going to go hunt for my points, guys, I swear.
All
right, Emily.
All right.
When you set your eyes on a certain target,
Sure.
I know you don't.
Sure.
I know you won't let go.
Sure.
Have you heard of C Cleaner?
I have used CC Cleaner before, but that's old.
Well, what's wrong?
Hmm?
Why? Why are we talking about C Cleaner?
I don't know. Who's talking about CC Cleaner?
Ashley.
Just like getting rid of like... Have you ever used CC Cleaner before?
Yeah.
Alright. Ricky on Pow. I'm working towards right now, but hype for the Sonic and Tails. What's next for Sonic Lions? Well, the Sonic TF will be next. You better get planning that 30th anniversary. That's what we talked about as well, wasn't it, Chocks? Liam O'Brien. Hey, Alex. Last week's play search. Are you dreading the next one? I thought I'd ask for a hoot. Cheeky. Nah, man. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy. I got that. But I almost had him at the end. Xavius, I told you it's a coupon towards another product. Okay? What does it say? Someone was saying something about I just bought play search. No. What am I talking about? I don't even know. Alright, Alessio Bucci. I just bought the tickets for Gamecom. Thursday and Friday will be there. No, we didn't see Bucci last year, did we, Chocks?
I
don't think we did.
I'm not good with like names and faces, like match them together. But if I recognize,
no, I don't think he was there last year. He was all about that. What's that place? He was all about that place.
All about that place.
That place in Italy.
Lucca.
That's it.
Lucca.
That's it.
That walled city.
Yes, indeedy. Alrighty, shout out to Tyler Puchek. How you doing, mate? Konyali in the house, Nana say with a loving heart there. Thomas Drew, what's going on, mate? John Kustab, how you doing? Calium Quarry, that's a new one. How you doing, Liam O'Brien? What's going on, mate? Andrew John Messenger, who's a winner, of course. He's a winner, of course. And then Liam, so that, and Bridget Hill and Kevin McCaffrey. Nice, sweet.
Wow, that's right, Barry. 30 years old for Sonic. It's crazy.
It is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Neffy, will you be there starting the press day? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's Tuesday, right?
We're not going to be at SDCC next week.
Yeah, you can't get a booth. I don't even bother trying, do we? Is there like some sort of like long? Is there some sort of long? What's the word? Long list that we can apply on. Just say, mate, just let us know. Because we're not even trying right now, right?
Right, because we focus on what we can.
No, of course.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is there like a list that we can get on that says if ever there is something like that, just let us know. Because right now, if there is,
like a VIP list, yeah.
It's not even a VIP list. It's like a short list, or at least a waiting list.
We are on waiting list on quite a few things.
Are we?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about SDCC though.
Are you talking SDCC?
Yeah. Just like put it on the wait list if it ever happens. I can't, like, some of the ways that you get in is like there happens to be a space because someone's cancelled or whatever. Yeah, SDCC did reject us all the time. So the point is we never tried again. But if we say like, hey, who's the person we talked to at SDCC, and to say, right, forever, put us on a wait list. And then if 1 year it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's no skin off our nose. At least, but right now, if there is an opportunity, it doesn't even work. Right? Anime Expo 2020 is something that we're looking into. If we can, that'll be sweet. Sean Wiggett, please can we have a Sonic versus Eggman diorama? Nice. Nah, not interested about reveals. Not about interested in reveals, Collection Neo. Troy Blair. When it's ready.
Neffy, do you know where your booth will be placed this time? When
5.1.
When quite looking for you last time. We'll be at that booth where All Might will be as well. So same place as last year, but should be downstairs.
Yeah, 5.1.
5.1. But not in the corner. Right, last year was in the corner, so you got. I believe if you were to go to 5.2, like same place last year, and then come down the stairs, which is on to the right of the booth.
Right.
Go downstairs.
100 chocks.
Directly in front. All right. Directly in front is where we should be. We'll make sure that you can see us. We'll make sure that you can find us.
See, Collection Neo, you see reveals are for people who are already established, right? No one knows about us, so going with product that you've already seen will be new for people at SDCC because they've never heard of us before. That's the point.
question.
Like, you're saying SDCC is more about the reveals for them, right? But that's for people who are already in the know, who are already established. It's different for us.
We want to go there. Obviously, sell PVCs.
Right.
Let a lot of people know about us. We want to be there, seeing products, showing products. It could be new to you. It might not be new to you, but for someone, it will be new. Right. And even if you know about the product, you might not even seen it in person. Like, let's say the Mario and Yoshi, right? We've shown that ECCC, but we've never shown it at SDCC. So you might not even know how it looks like in until you see it in person, right? And lastly, obviously, we want to meet you guys.
Sure.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of reasons to go to these conventions.
Hey, Jean Paul, if you haven't seen, we have an upcoming Luigi's Mansion TF on the way.
Neffy's gonna shout Alex's name through the halls. Is that an angry shout or one of those happy shouts?
Indeedy.
Alex, where are you? Is that, Alex, I'm gonna get you.
2, updated. 3, when it's ready.
This is Troy, right?
4, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. 5, nothing to nope, nothing to say. 6, that's something that I don't have much experience in to do mass life-size stuff. I would love to though, but I don't have that experience right now, so I can't answer that. 7, absolutely not talking about anything like that. That is completely not, how do I say it, not appropriate to be asking. The Law, Meta Ridley, is it production soon? Yes, soonish. Got to get through a bunch of stuff first. Chelsea Harris, 1.
11 minutes to go, guys.
No PAL cards for Snake SD. 2. The latest out updates show the pride teeth be on one side. Will it be visible on the outside on the same side with the eyes? Yes, it will be on both sides. 3. How the CD Wings update coming along? We've modified it in 3D and we're reprinting it now. Justin Kennedy, on average, when something goes into production on the Trello board, how long is it until finished and shipped out? If it's a resin, 5 months. Jamie Spennington, you've shown off a bit of Modern Smedal. How are you kind of happy with the response? So. You've teased Riala twice. When that might be able to order, not sure. Romeo Ramos Jr., is your Tekken line discontinued? I was hoping for Paul Phoenix, nothing to report there. Paul Rosson, how many more resin pre-orders can we expect in 2019? 5, 6, something like that. 7? Dabi, did Banjo Kazooie switch factories? But a while back, but it's being made at a new factory, not behind anything. Yeah. So no, Banjo did not switch factories. It's just in the factory that has other things ahead of it. Banjo was being made at a new factory, nothing behind it. Is that right? Maybe it must have switched factories then. I can only think of it would be at the Cowboy Bebop factory, but I don't believe so.
Have we started this?
What's that? No. I put it on the list.
Okay.
Robert Conklin 2. Is there any more PVCs coming out? Yes, a lot. A ton of them are coming out. Also, is there going to be a Mia Fey to go alongside Phoenix Wright? It's interesting that you're asking for that and not asking about Edgeworth. Interesting. I believe Phoenix Wright's still open for pre-orders, right, Chucks? Looking for that big influx at the end, right?
That's right.
Absolutely, yeah. Very nice. Edgar Ramirez. Lou recent talks about redoing the main characters of One Punch and Sam Cham. As far as I know, the Mon Sonic line is doing well. Are you considering releasing another Mon Sonic? Sure, why not? But I'll probably do that as part of a diode. What do we have to do to see Kamina put up for PO? Vote. Elaine Kennedy. Although one only recently confirmed, any Super Shadow updates? No, not yet, but coming along. It's in the 3D. Love the Modern Metal base, Modern Metal teas, thank you. Is it confirmed or was it just tested? A little bit of both. Blaze and Amy are over 700. Are you confident with an Amy now, or do we have to aim a little higher? Reach for the skies. TF Sonic, a nice idea having the Sonic time with a movie release. Do you think that the pre-orders will be in advance so the figures available? Huh.
Skill Jim. Besides Sonic, are there any Sega figures in the works? I know you've shown Kiro, Riata, and possibly another Ryo Hazuki figure. Anything we can look forward to?
Bayo.
Yeah.
Aika. In terms of, I think we'll probably do, we haven't really discussed our marketing plan for Sonic TF, but I believe we probably pre-order that beforehand. Excited for Sonic Tales, much appreciated. Any factory videos from Jesper and Gluber for the upcoming Banjo? It's a little bit, stuck behind Shira, so once that's a little bit further down the line, we can continue that. Any Xenoblade Chronicle news? Nope. Brandon Wolf, how's all my coming along? In development? At the molds. MAD. Last week you said you wouldn't announce acquiring a new license on a random Q&A. I know I've been burned in the past by announcing such things. You've been burned, such things too soon. But could we get a new license announcement outside of Christmas now, like during convention, like Gamescom? When it's ready, it's ready. Kevin Starr. Will Troubles be in trouble for rallying for MHA on Not Fun Day? Did you?
No, I'm sharing. That's not rallying. I'm sharing sharing happy news from our licensor,
I need to go to the toilet.
which is MHA related. So I'm sure you guys would like that. You know, the new movie coming out.
Oh, right, that.
Yeah, from
That was cool.
the new movie coming out in December, and then also season 4 as well. So props to Funimation. Sorry, what? Hey, what? What did he say? Anyway, so yeah. No trouble at all, Kevin. No trouble at all. So yes, anything that the licensor publish, and I feel that it's related to ours, of course, I'd like to share with you guys. What? So this is strange. He's gone to the toilet during the Q&A. Normally that doesn't happen. So it normally happens during what, the Temptation Thursdays, or during during the hash. No, not during the hash. Usually during the Temptation Thursdays. I'm not gonna leak anything, James. Not my style. I'm not sure if he washes his hands, Barry. What's my favourite music from the Sonic games? Ooh, that's a tough one. They're all very good, most of them anyways. I know Sonic 3 has a lot of positivity from many fans. But I do like the ending to Sonic 2. Oh, that's right. No, it's less than 5 minutes, Slizzy. It's 3 minutes and 51. Why couldn't he just wait another 3 minutes? So Mike, you like Sonic 1 and then 2, then 3 and Knuckles. Maybe he just doesn't want to answer the next question. Am I going to get Sonic and Tails? I see it every single day. No snacks, unfortunately, but it's been a while. I should do that. Liam keeps asking for snack review. I mean, it's classic every single time. Every time there's a Sonic game release, you know, everyone was just humming to Sonic 1 for a while, and then when Sonic 2 came out, you know, I'm glad the music stayed good. Yeah, Sonic 2 ending, the ending theme is really good, and then Sonic 3 kind of switch it up. Yeah, back then some of the game musics are really good, especially considering the chip they had to program. What are you talking about, Ali? Come on, we've got the MK license. You want me to speak to Ed Boon and put a word in? Ah, you know Ed Boon? They're working on the movie, aren't they? That'd be quite interesting. It's been a while since we've seen an MK movie. Oh my, he's taking his time, isn't he, guys? Come on, Alex, where are you? He's not even on the stream. Usually he'll go to the toilet. Alright, guys, he'll go to the toilet and then he'll go onto the stream so he can keep an eye on things. But now, he's gone to the toilet. I'm assuming he's gone to the toilet, right? And he hasn't been on the stream, so I'm assuming that he's very busy right now. 1 minute and 20 seconds. Guys, do you think he'll get back in time? You talking about Mario Kart? Oh. When's that out on mobile? I'm waiting for that on mobile. I would love, Mike, I would love if Sega had Masato Nakamura back to do the music in Sonic. I just love anything Yuzo Koshiro back then. Come on, Alex, pinch it off. How many bets here say Alex is playing a game on his phone whilst in the Oval Office? That is true. He does play his games. As soon as I, like if I'm so happen to be in the same place, you can hear it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's not back. Ramos, he's waiting for me. It's not gonna jingle itself. Nah, never. Never disturb another man. Never ever disturb a man. So there you go, guys. He's not back for his own launch. Yes, Lisa. Yes, Q&A is gonna stop eventually because apparently, it should be the Sonic and Tails launch right now. So, yes, someone's back now, guys. I can hear footsteps.
When
You're late.
You gotta go.
You're late.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Look at the time.
No.
No. Did you wash your hands?
I did. And I'm just on time, mate.
Hey, Stefan.
I'm just on time.
Yeah, sure.
42 seconds to go. Alrighty, Chocks. So there's the. In fact, we can probably just let me just. How many more questions are there? Just blast through.
You want to blast them, yeah? That's
Yeah.
for about 5 minutes.
Okay, not if I do it super quick. You have 3 minutes to go. I do apologise about that. Alrighty.
Yes, I've tried the Dr. Mario on mobile.
Toshia Aki Ayakashi. What are the odds of Ami exclusive busts and Shinru converting? Probably. I guess so. Neil Kramer. As I might have already asked, but when are we going to see more female statues? Working on it, you best believe. Sarah Arrington, 1. What makes you decide to shift around characters? Yeah, if we hit roadblocks, sometimes we go to the point of easier, you know, if it gets easier or whatever it may be, there's tons of reasons. 2, touching the subject further, there's been last year you much harder than, yeah, totally, all the time. 3, which, with the upcoming PVC, with the coming PVC line, I thought just Easter eggs in there, like, customer, like, nope. That's much more price sensitive. Josh Mizrahi. So we all saw the last day that the US shipment for Ornstein has been pushed back to September now. Any reason? How come? Just got a lot of them to get in the boat. No, there's no reason. Still planning on putting those pre-orders for Skull Knight this year. Yep, absolutely. Let's say Bucci, how do you feel when you read comments that people in your public page about those statue prices? They're not collecting well. Yeah, you know. What's my opinion on them? Uneducated, but what can you do about it? I mean, that's to be expected. A lot of the things that we do is attracting people that are out of the standard collecting community. So the only thing I sort of think about is how can we sort of demonstrate how big it is, etc., etc. So no, it's nothing we can really do about that. Ron Jacobs is saying, "Well, love the Mumbo tease, nice one." Is it possible to have Gun tease a possible reveal in the future? Who knows? I could tease a few times now. Do you really plan on making her? Let's see what's going on. See what's going on. Edgar Ramirez, if it's a line needed, would you poll if fans would be paying a higher price if a statue did not expect well? Would I poll that? Probably not. That's a kind of Kickstarter thing, I guess. I'm not sure exactly. Daniel Crusave, any ETA on All Might pre-order? Nope. Not just yet. We're working on that probably towards the back end of the year. MHA reveal not anytime soon. Anna Rose Pinches. Is there any update on Crystal Dragon yet? Yep. Remaking those wings in 3D. Now we'll be moving to the next stage. VV for lines like Spyro and Crash. Would it be possible to secondary main characters as PVC and resin to make it possible for both? You really still need to have a really strong offering for the first one to make it into a PVC. Like, I would bank a lot more on Ami as a main character rather than the secondary characters as a resin, as a PVC.
That time.
That's gone so quickly. Are you aware about the color variants all the Crash characters have now thanks to CTR? Yep. I saw it's looking awesome. Oh, almost done. Alexandra Sorgius. Do you sometimes feel like you're giving away too many reward points? I have 28,000 reward points and that did not come from direct purchases. What the hell? How the hell did you get 28,000 that's not from direct purchases? Have we messed up? Alex, tell me how you got that. That's cray-cray.
Too late now. It's already spent it all. Hey!
That's crazy. How the hell did...
It's not 10, 9. It's 0 seconds now.
Right. Almost done. How does the amount of reward points influence your choice of the price of a statue? It doesn't, because I don't know what people have. James Tesk, so you got those cut-off times for Artorias. Chocks.
Okay, what?
Number 1. You almost got through the Q&A without anyone asking. 2, any of the Sonic hype posts catch your interest to do official poll? Got 80 plus likes in the 4 days have been up. That's not enough for the Chow post. I want to see higher for that, but you know that's mainly chuckles to keep an eye on that.
What?
Just in terms of like the hype posts, which ones you'd want to put a TT for them or something like that.
Ah, yay! Of course, I'll keep an eye on those every Sunday.
Alexandra, no, but it was during the hype week for the Sonic ones.
Yeah,
Alexandra,
keep an eye on those as well, yeah.
Could you add the Dragon Prince to the list of maybe TTs? Over to you, Jock. Same thing from the same people who Avatar it has dragons. Oh, nice. Leah Dingens. How's the chance for Guts? Bloody X if I jump on the wait list. should be okay, I guess. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Chris Medeiros, have you ever tried to get your statues promoted on the Sonic official live stream on YouTube? Is that over to you, Chocks? What's that mean?
What? Sorry. Have you ever tried to get your statues promoted on the Sonic official live stream on YouTube that they do? Hey, we work with Sega really close, right? We work with Sega really close, and obviously they do support what we do, and hopefully you guys will start seeing more on across their social media. So I mean, they've got tons of different pages, right? So like for example, the one today I posted was how come it's not on my list? So yeah, the one I posted earlier today, one of the Sega social media platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, Sega Forever. So that was shared on their Twitter, and yeah, look forward to more. I mean, we're looking forward to. We just want to get more Sonic stuff out there, so we can share that out with the Sonic the Hedgehog channel as well.
Absolutely. Okay. And last but not least, Lisa Wyckoff. Was an edition size for Warp Star ever announced? I don't think it was, because we just closed up the thingy bob.
Right.
That's another thing on the list to find out. Okay. So, would you guys do us the honor? We're now going to show Sonic and Tails. Would you please share this out post it on your put it on your homepage, post it on in a Sonic fan group or where you think that might be interested. We're going to show that in the next few minutes, so we'd really appreciate that if you could do that. You should work closer with Tag Hero to be on time.
Yeah. Hit us up, Tag. I ain't got no watch.
Absolutely. Much appreciated. Thanks for sharing it out, guys. All right, it's almost time, Chocks. Very much. It's been a long time in coming.
144 on the Facebook.
Is that? This is not updating then. Okay, again.
Oh my God, why is it? Oh.
You walk from sweat.
Yeah, it's so
Don't we got an hour to chill now.
hot. Chill.
All right. Okay. Good. Excellent. Thank you very much for putting that across.
Put across what?
Just sharing it across is what I mean.
Who's sharing it across?
Just, I guess people are, because we've gone
Really?
from 100.
It can't be. They just came back on time.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Indeed. Product text and countdown. Remove that. All right, guys.
Do it. The volume thing. The volume thing.
Yes.
Turn off that.
Oh yes. Turn off anything
Ping,
that's
ping, 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 ping. You know, all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, turn that off.
Okay. Absolutely agreed. Okay. All right, guys. This has been the moment that we've been waiting for. It's been a long time. It is just over an hour and 6 minutes, just about then. We will come back after that and we'll go through all the pricing, all the details, all that good stuff. It's been a long time in coming. We really hope you like what you see. It's been 2 years since we last done a Sonic statue that's been ourselves. So we can put our names next to it. And we're very excited to show you guys, and we hope that you like it. Anything, Chocks, before we go across to the other side?
No, we'll see you afterwards. Enjoy.
Right, let me just turn that. Okay, I've turned on the desktop to make sure there's nothing going on like when I do this sometimes.
Just have your fingers on your volume control just in case.
Right, indeed. All right, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, Chocks.
We love you, Sega. We love you, Sonic. Do it.
Fingers crossed. All right,
Do it.
all right. Let's do it. No more messing about. Here we go. Turn it on. We're gonna do the documentary. Turn it on right there. Oh, there it is, Chocks. We'll see you guys on the other side. What is up, guys? This is Alex from First and Figures.
Hey everyone, this is Chockles.
Who do we have here? Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic and
and
Tails! Hey! Now,
Yes.
Chocks, this is in our diorama line.
Yes.
It is the fourth in that series.
Yes.
My god, now this has been in our mind for many, many, many years. I'm so pumped that we've finally got to this stage, Chocks, where here we are doing this documentary, talking everything there is to know about the design process, why we decided to do things the way that we did, all that good stuff. And if this is the first time you've ever seen one of our making of documentaries, Chocks, tell us what that's all about.
Yes, exactly. So this is the making of documentary. So here we have Sonic and Tails. Every time we do a launch, we always make a documentary. As Alex was saying, we go through all the hows, whys, buts, etc. So in our club, our First for Figures official Collectors Club on Facebook, in there every time we do a launch, we put a post saying, guys, do you have any questions for us? We will answer as much as we can. And then, here we are. So please enjoy the documentary.
Absolutely. Now this, Chocks, as I said, again, I mean, I don't even know where to start. I mean, it started so long ago.
I think we should start about this background. Look at it. I'm Tails. I'm Tails. Team Tails.
Absolutely, and I'm Team Sonic right now. You can see I've got the blue lights over here, and you've got the orange lights over there. I like the way the new setup has been done. Absolutely, I agree. But Chocks, all right, we've got to get through it, but it's going to be tough because there's so much to talk about. Indeed. So much to talk about. But let's get down to it. I believe we have some of the questions that you were talking to me about just a minute ago.
Okay.
Let's go through them right now then.
We give this, start spinning this.
All right, let's do it. So much to see.
Flying.
Boom.
All right. Okay, straight away. Question number 1 from Ricky Underdog Powell. How different was the approach and difficulty to this more vertical piece in comparison to previous Sonic pieces? And next question from Nanase. How did you narrow down the choices for the base with so many Sonic games that featured this flying pose?
You know, that's a really great couple of questions, and I feel like you can't really talk about the approach to this piece without really talking about, more so with the diorama, which is part of the diorama series. I feel like you have to look at it all together. Whereas, if you look at some of the other previous pieces we made, certainly in the Sonic line, usually what we have is we have the figure itself, and then we have the base. I mean, it's kind of like an afterthought. When I say that is, you work on the pose, and then you figure out how is it going to fit on the base. That's kind of what we would do with our previous Sonic big statues, where you're focusing mainly on the character itself. This, though, is a diorama where we're actually focusing on the whole thing, and you can't just look at the Sonic pose with Tails and go, we're just going to work on that, without really considering the overall piece itself. And that really comes to the whole reason why it's part of the diorama series. And a lot of the times when you look at our other diorama series, if you recall the Sonic Generations one, maybe Ting and Enoch can do an overlay there. The original Sonic Generations one, they're doing poses based on the fact that they're going downhill and they're doing a jump, all that sort of stuff.
Classic Sonic and the modern Sonic together.
Absolutely, and you really have to consider that their movement and their pose is absolutely influenced by the base. And there's no ifs or buts.
Well, the whole point of diorama is also it tells a story.
Exactly. It takes the scene overall, right? Now, if you look at the second in the series, of course, that is Sonic on the biplane, so we call it the Tornado series. Now that, of course, is Sonic and Tails again, but this time, again, Sonic he's riding the biplane, and Tails is obviously he's piloting, etc., etc.
If you guys didn't know, so that's another nice scene.
Aye, that's right, and that kind of, and then we go into the 25th anniversary Sonic, of course, where it's the overall checkpoint going across the end goal
Green Hill Zone.
Green Hill Zone, and it's the entirety thing, including the sign, which really gives it that diorama feeling. Now we're looking at this one. This is the 4th in that series, and again, you can't really just think of it on its own. Now we've been talking about Sonic and Tails in this helicopter iconic pose for so many years, but we always didn't.
We haven't invented flags.
We've been waiting for that to be invented, to be honest with you. But we thought, it's been 5 years since we first talked about it. Maybe we should just really understand that. And so levitating technology is not going to come anytime soon.
There's only
and let's get on with it.
Dust.
We tried it, sprinkle. We carefully looked at that Harry Potter series to see if there was anything we could do, but unfortunately, still there's no technology to have it not be levitating on its own. So this has been something that has always been in the back of our mind for such a long time. that we've really gone through quite a lot of different ideas and thought of how to actually do this. So let's just go back to Ricky Honorable Powell. How different was the approach and difficulty to this more vertical piece in comparison to previous Sonic pieces? Well, again, going back to what I said, the single characters with their bases, I mean, it's not even close. It's way, way, way harder to think about this piece because it's got that verticalness to it. And the fact that it's a diorama piece, and diorama pieces are harder than the single statue one, simply because you've got to think about them all together, whereas it's not like make the character and then add the base. It really is something that you have to kind of look at overall. Again, the Sonic 25th anniversary couldn't have just been done in isolation. We had to really think about their overall thing. The Sonic on the biplane, the tornado, etc., has to be thought as a unit. Generations, the same thing, and no different for this Sonic and Tails diorama here. Now, really, the difficulty though for this piece had a bigger challenge than the others in the diorama series, and that of course is to give that sense of feeling that he's flying. So really, 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 really tough, this piece in particular compared to the others, and that is probably the reason why it's been development hell for such a long time, and why it's so happy that we're here to finally be able to show you guys and really to sort of go into all of that. So how much difficult, this vertical piece is incredibly harder than the other pieces itself, and really excited that we've got here.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to Nanase, so how do you narrow it for the bases? There's so many games with this flying pose. Well, that's a really good question, and again, this really highlights the fact that we can't just look at the diorama piece on its own. We have to, as in the pose on its own, we have to really think about it overall with the base itself. Now, there were quite a lot of different things that we talked about back in the day, Chocks, when we were going through this. And the first one was, a long time ago, was the original idea was doing on Rexon. And he's a character, he looks like a Loch Ness monster, he's like pink. He comes out the lava pool and he shoots at you and all that sort of stuff. And we thought, originally, way back when, hey, maybe we're going to do it on Rexon. But then, you know what, it just, for me, for both of us, we looked at that concept and we thought, well, how do you do it? He's either, how do you connect him, connect them to Rexon? Do you stick it on his head? That looks stupid. He shoots at you as well. Does it, is it an energy blast that comes out of his mouth that connects to the piece, that suspends it in the air? Well, then he's been hit. That's not good either. Stick him to the neck. That looks weird. If you look at the actual game, they're going over him, or this, and it just really didn't make sense for the initial thought. And we went, all right, we'll revisit it once we sort of have a sort of think about that. So it was really something that was quite, how do I say, that we had to really sort of pause and think about it. And do you know what, Chocks? So you guys might not know about this, but Chockles knew about First to Figures actually predominantly through the Sonic line. Mm-hmm. You're a huge Sonic fan, and it was actually how you actually knew about us in the first place. Sonic and Shenmue, that was sort of back when we were doing that. That's when you actually heard about First to Figures, and I believe your first one was Metal Sonic.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Metal Sonic. And Play Asia, something like that. I think so. But whatever it was because this is when you were in Hong Kong. Mm. And you know what? When you joined the company, and I knew that you were such a huge Sonic fan, I said, "Oh, by the way, we got this idea, Rexon." And you went, "Well, that's stupid as hell." I went, "Yeah, you're right. So come on then, what do we do?" And then we sort of sat down, and it was like a really great example of two heads are better than one. We goes, how can we do it? So why don't you sort of? I mean, you were really, really involved with that whole idea. So do you give some more of your experiences on that? Because I was sitting going, "Oh, Chocks, Rexon," and you're like, "What? What are you talking about, Alex?"
I can't remember everything, but
right.
As a Sega Sonic fan, I'm sure you guys know that everyone understands that when the introduction of Tails came about in Sonic 2, etc., Sonic 3, etc., everyone wanted to control or race against each other, in the game. So again, having Sonic and Tails together at the same time, that was for sure. That was the easy part. The easy part is, right, we're going to be doing
helicopter mode. And again, you know,
the only problem is that it's just engineering we have to focus on, right? For Sonic and Tails.
It's not just engineering. I think that's a disservice. It actually is the concept of it, and the engineering is later. But forget about the engineering. Just the whole idea of it going on Rexon didn't make sense.
That's right. Yeah, and we also have to think about the others that came as well, because at the time we were working on Sonic 25th, I believe.
Right.
And it's like, okay, Green Hill Zone, okay, yeah, the Infinity, you know, all that stuff, that makes sense, perfect sense.
Right.
And it's like, okay, should we do another Green Hill Zone? It's like, it's all been done before, right? Or the loop,
we did, we'd get in trouble.
Right, and we wanted like, okay, what is iconic? And we thought, hey, we haven't done Sonic 3.
We haven't. We've done quite a lot of things that have
3.
not been particularly to Sonic 3, specifically on that.
Right. And it's like, hey, why not, you know, follow the story after the biplane, coming down to the Angel Island.
There you go. And it's a great follow-on piece. If we just put aside 25th anniversary, which is, of course, is a diorama, but actually it's a 25th anniversary piece. It's a kind of anniversary piece.
Yeah.
And if you think about the way it followed on from the biplane, and you think about then this is the next one after that, it makes perfect sense. And the reason why is that, Chocks, is because obviously you're on the biplane and you're going across the beginning of Sonic and Sonic 3, etc. And that's where we are. So tell us a little bit of what happens after you're on the biplane. Obviously, if you're a Sonic fan, you're going to know this, but for those that aren't too sure what that is,
well, I'm not going to go into detail. I might. It's been out for a while, but still, some people might not have played it. I don't want to spoil it. So,
well, we kind of have to do a little bit. I mean,
but anyways, so eventually they came across this island. So
and that's called
Angel Island.
There you go.
Okay, the floating island.
Right.
So they came along there. Obviously, they met up. Well, Knuckles was at the beginning as well.
Right.
In the intro, and then again, they follow stolen the gems, etc., etc.
How very dare you.
I know. So, but having the idea of Sonic and Tails on that level, and combining that with the way it's floating, it made sense because we could use the vines.
It's a lot of jungle feeling to it, right?
Yeah. Tropical jungle.
All that sort of allowed for us to have. How do I say it?
That's why that idea was better than the.
Yeah, and the reason why for Rexon didn't work is because if he was going to connect to Rexon, it really didn't make any sense because you're getting attacked by him.
Right.
To have him connected to his neck, on his head didn't make sense as well. That didn't make any sense. So it really made... I love the fact that we could take something like a tree, a vine, something like that from the jungle feeling and bend it in a way that still looked natural, but lent it to have some support for the actual figurine itself. And of course you can see from the shot, the most amazing feeling is that it's in the air, that they're in the air, and the feeling is that they're in the air. And if you look at it from the front on, it's really done in a way that is quite quite clever.
It's also jungle type feeling. You can add, there's a lot of details, the vines, the greenery, the tree trunks.
Absolutely.
The rocks.
And you can kind of, right, and if you look from the side, which is a really great angle to see it from here, it really looks like he's floating over the top, which is to give that feeling of flying.
If we just stop this for now, like that. So if we're in the game, obviously,
straight
on the Mega Drive,
horizontal,
Mega Drive game,
side-scrolling.
From left to right.
Yeah, it's actually exactly like that. Sorry, like that.
Yeah, so you can imagine, Tails is just picking up Sonic going off above the enemies or hazards.
Absolutely.
So it just made sense.
You're absolutely right. And it was quite interesting is that we wouldn't, imagine if it was Rexon, we would have to manipulate his neck in a way that would be the suspension point. But again, the whole concept didn't make any sense. So I was like, Chocks, what do we do? And this is where we sort of we went through that.
We spent quite a lot of time because we were doing that as well as the Sonic 25th at the same time, right?
Well, you were, absolutely.
And it's because we did touch on the Green Hill Zone for the Sonic 25th, and it's kind of like, let's try and choose a different, what do we call it, a different zone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it really allowed for us to therefore be quite creative once we knew where we were going to go, and that we weren't going to be doing Rexon, and we were going to be doing it in a certain island, and we stuck with this idea. Then we went crazy. We said, okay, well, First of all, we've nailed that whole idea of how we can keep them in the air.
Yeah.
Right? So, going back to... So that really answers Nanasei's sort of question, right?
Okay.
In terms of at least the base.
The base, yeah.
Because we're looking at it overall. And it kind of goes back to Ricky's question about how difficult. The answer was really difficult. So we've solved those problems now. And we're like, right, that bit is done. And that's the hardest bit. And then we said, you know what? Now we've got it in the air. We've chosen the base. Now we can just go crazy with the choices of things. Now the question is, why are they in the air? They're helping each other.
Yep.
But the reality is, Tails is helping Sonic go over obstacles that maybe he's like helping him out. So we have to create a sense of danger. And another reason why we chose Angel Island, spoiler, well, there are lots of flames going over here, Chocks. What is that all about?
That happens halfway through Act 1.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's the flame craft that come along.
Yeah.
That pesky Eggman comes along and just bloody torches the whole place over, right?
That's right.
So all of a sudden you have this lush green forest, a tropical jungle, beautiful.
Yeah. All different shades of greens.
Beautiful, right?
And all of a sudden it's all in flames.
The background is orange and it's got this, the flames are spouting everywhere, you're just like, oh my god.
Oh, it's not happy.
It's
not
not
a
happy.
happy scene. So we've done some happy dioramas, right?
Right.
Some kind of like, bright, colourful, vibrant.
Sure.
Now it's kind of like I wouldn't say the dark side, but it's kind of more on the serious side.
Sure, and actually that's actually reflected in the actual face. If you look at the face of, Sonic and Tails, it's a bit more downturned. It's not happy. It's not smiling.
Angry expression.
So
Determined,
it's
angry,
determined.
frustrated.
Absolutely, sure. So if you go back to this horizontal view, remember if you're imagining that you're going across the zone like that, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to come up with the danger, and we did that in a couple of ways. And the first one, as we said, Chocks, this beautiful fire effect.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you have these crazy huge flames coming here. Crazy huge flames. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Yeah. Danger. 5 areas of just fire all over the place. But what's interesting, Chocks, is we didn't just have these random bits of fire and make it the original green. We matched the palette of the actual game, gave it much more oranges and yellows and muted browns and not vibrant colors, and toned down the green. I mean, this was originally this luscious green forest. It's now sort of getting burnt up. And if you look at the colors of the fire, it's got this blackening effect at the top. You see that, Chocks? You see the way it blackens at the top. But we didn't just do that, Chocks. We actually applied a kind of feeling like it was on fire directly to the paint itself. You see, this is obviously orange, and yes, this is this is orange. You could technically just make the greens muted, but we didn't just do that, Chocks. Can you talk a little bit about how we have these colorings around the actual flames when how that affects and how you can see
it's like when you turn on the lights at home, where the lights bounces off that wall. You have that kind of, even though it's a dark room, when you turn on the lights, you have some kind of variations of the lights blending into the background. So it's kind of the same situation here, where right now you can see the flames, bright oranges and yellows, and the way it casts off the branch.
And here's a really great example right here. Look, you see how yellow it is over here and how muted it is over here. Normally, if it was just going to be one color, it would be all the same, just with some oranges. But we wanted to give that feeling that it really comes across over there. And we've applied that logic over here as well, Charles. So you see, this is a different color to this area here, where it has a sense of light source. The light source casts the light on things around it. I mean, a really obvious example is these spikes, Charles. Let's talk about those spikes.
Yeah, the spikes. So one of the hazards in the game. So
step 1, the flames themselves.
Yep. That's where Sonic and Tails has to avoid.
Step 2, these spikes. Now, in the game, you fly over these spikes. What happens, Chocks? Well, no, they're not spikes when you go over them. But what comes out the ground?
Spikes.
That's a different lesson. So you can see these 4 spikes coming out of the ground, and you know how they just come out like that, right? As you're going past it, come straight up, and then they retract and go up and stuff like that, which is a really kind of another sense of danger that you have to get past. I don't know how many times you've lost a lot of your coins, your rings, by hitting those spikes. But focusing on those spikes and then focusing again on the fire source,
Yeah, you can see from the nearest to the ground. You can see the flames casting off too.
There you go. You can see it has this oranges, because normally the spikes would be just one color.
Yep.
And that color would be that kind of silver color, right? But what have we done here? We have added this yellowy orange flame reflection thing going on the actual spikes itself. And
So that's the second danger, right?
that is absolutely the second danger. So we really wanted to give that feeling of the light source itself. And you can even see the way it kind of catches the light source, even at this area here, some subtle areas. For example, it's like the tips over here.
Yeah.
The tips over here have a little bit of orangey yellow to it that is coming from the light source, over here as well. Now, if you take a look, again, it's the areas that are being affected. Another good example is there's a light source coming from over here, or at least maybe from this fire over here. Can you see at the bottom of this tree trunk? Again, we're talking about how that the tree trunk would just be all brown. Yes, we know it's on fire. Yes, it's more muted, but it would be that the whole tree trunk would be brown. The whole of the leaves and the kind of moss and the kind of the colors of the greens have now been muted down to more browns and more sort of yellows and stuff like that. But it would all be one color. I really like the way that we've added this kind of sort of this effect where there is no light source really on, but we're giving the feeling that there is, and that the light from the natural light that would come from a real flame is now being pushed and enhanced onto the actual surrounding area. For me, I really like that.
It gives a bit more intensity. So the stronger the flames are, where the main parts are, the surrounding area has much more of the orange glow.
And you can really see that. Look at that. That's really obvious there.
So the fires on this side, you can see underneath the trunk has the orange glow.
Yep.
Even underneath Sonic himself.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Very good. But it's we actually played about with that when we first did it. I was like, damn, it's like half bloody Tails because it's making him so bloody orange.
Yeah.
So we just wanted it a little bit more subtle. So just the very bottoms of the tips have got that glow, and you'll find it, Chocks, is more on this side than it is on this side, and the reason why is, well, this light source.
Yeah.
So we haven't just randomly gone, okay, we're going to have a little bit of red here, a little bit of orange. We actually considered, where is the source coming from? Where is the source coming from? So this one is affecting this side of the tree trunk, not so much over here because it's sort of going over there. All of these sort of things were actually quite considered.
Same with the rocks as well. So the flames right next to the rocks, you can see the much brighter orange, and then you can see that on the edges of the rocks, it kind of has more of a black burn marks because the flames and the fires have been right next to it.
Now, of course, Chocks, there is an elephant in the room that we haven't. Oh, shall I say a rhino in the room? You see what I did there?
Yes.
Now we talked about, recap this one more time, the danger that
the fire.
The
first
fire.
danger. The second is the spikes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And anything else there, Chocks? For the first time we've ever done one of these, a badnik. For the first time ever.
That's right. Yeah.
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 In any of our statues ever.
Sure. Yeah. We should do some more. Is that right, guys?
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Because check out this cutie. This
Rhinobot.
is the Rhinobot, and he is really, really, really cute. I think he's so cute, Chocks. He's coming along. He's got this mono wheel.
Wait, it's not cute. It's got. This is the danger.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
This is the danger. So put some fear into Sonic.
Well, clearly they're very concentrating on that as well. But tell us a little about the Rhinobots and what they do in the game.
Well, in the game again, they're enemies. So you can see along the path, the Rhinobot will just go zoom in, charging at Sonic and Tails.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
charge attack.
Charge attack. So it was. If you have a look, there is this kind of tread. I would call it the tire tread. It's kind of like, it's like he's been zooming on it right there. Do you see that, Chuck?
Yeah,
going across over there. And it's really hard to see maybe from this camera, but if you zoom right in, you can really kind of see that he has this great, the wheel.
Chunky tires.
The chunky tire with a tread going around it, and it's got that grip on it. Allows him to go really, really quickly, zoom across like that. And
a nice set of wheels.
Wheel.
That's right.
And it was such a fun project to work on, to really go wild with it. Because it's kind of low-res 2D, and you kind of like looking at sprites, and then you're looking at the original footage, the original.
Yeah, and then the levels were flat.
Right, and also there was an official artwork which we've just been sort of studying from all different angles and looking at the difference between the 2D sprites and the artwork, and trying to sort of get an amalgamation between the two. And I think we've done a really great job of sort of capturing that. As it's turning, Chocks, I just want to sort of show you. Have a look at this over here. Again, this is talking about the intensity. It's coming from here. There's a light source that's coming over that you don't see over here, right, Chocks? And that's another example of the casting of the light, giving a sort of ring of light to something that we sort of added that to it.
It's probably trying to run away from the fire.
Yeah. So why don't you talk a little bit more about the actual piece itself and the actual design? The details that you see, the actual pose he's in, etc., etc.
Yeah, so the third danger, obviously Ranobot. So now we have the whole story right in this picture here, right in the statue. So you can imagine that with the fire, with the spikes, with Ranobot, or going against Sonic and Tails. That's why we have Tails coming here, save the day, taking flight, and off they go. To Act 2 or something.
Right.
So, again, the details, look at it let's start from the top, shall we?
All right, sure, yeah, let's do it. I was going to say about Rhinobot, but let's just do the whole thing. Let's go through the whole thing, yeah.
So,
details.
for example, Tails here, you can see that everything's all sculpted. You can see the nice chunky tails spinning, the way it's sculpted. It has some thickness, has some layers.
And the thickness to it is there's thicker at the top and thinner into the middle, and there's a beautiful translucency to it that you can actually see, maybe, I don't know if you can sort of see it. You can see my finger going underneath it, I guess.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely sort of see it. That you can really get that feeling that it's in motion, and it has this helicopter feeling.
Yeah.
So one of the things we haven't really talked about is the actual pose of these two themselves. And we actually had before we actually go into the details, sorry, Chocks, we haven't really talked about the actual pose itself.
Okay.
Now, of course, we just sort of said, they're together and they go over. But one of the things that we had to really consider is this, Chocks, and I'll bring it over here. When you actually look at the original game itself, Tails is actually a little bit more hunched over. And what happens is his body is more horizontal, and his head is kind of looking down. His head is looking down in the actual game itself. And he's kind of like doing that, and his head is much further down, and actually his tail himself is a little bit more horizontal. Now, we took a bit of creative liberty here, Chocks, and the reason why is because depending on how you decide to display your piece, because this is quite an amazing piece that you can display it old school side-scrolling, right? So we wanted to make sure it looked great like this. We also made sure that it looked great in a 3/4 view. Maybe people want to do it in a 3/4 view. But also, people may want to see it from the front as well. Now, one of the things is, when we were doing the design, if we had it like in the original one, this whole thing would be turned downwards. And you would not see Tails' beautiful face. You wouldn't see the facial features, you wouldn't see his body. All you would really see is too much of the tail itself. And we felt that it was going to be a bit of a shame that it was going to be like that. So we actually slightly angled it upwards and gave the feeling as if you're a helicopter, you kind of get a little bit of. So he's not going this way, he's kind of sort of going a little bit of a 45-degree angle. And in order to get that feeling, Chocks, you have to slightly, we took a bit of creative liberty there, slightly gave it, if you can see it from here, a bit of a tilt over here. Now, you could argue, Chocks, that, you could still keep this angle and have this flat. You could argue that, but I would say argue all you want, because you can't. And the reason why you can't is because you have the idea of the head turning upwards, right? So you can see his face, and having the tails completely horizontal would have collision with the ears. or the back of his head. And it meant that therefore you can't have it both ways. And we felt visually it was better to have a look on the face than it was to actually have it so that you could see it. See the face rather than having it horizontal and cutting into the back of the head and then tilting it down. So that's a design decision that we actually consciously made right at the very beginning, Chocks. We said right at the very beginning, that's how we're going to design it.
No, I just like the whole thing where it's about to lift off. So it's perfect timing. So they timed the flight exactly at the point where...
Just missed Rhino. Imagine the feet, right? He's lifting up his feet. He's just missing the Rhinobot's nose, or the horn, I should say, lifting up his his feet.
So he's already past the spikes.
He's gone past the spikes. He's lifted. Yeah,
and
exactly.
The Rhinobot's just charging right at them. So he kind of just skimmed it.
Absolutely. So the pose itself, right? You can see how they're pulling each other, and you can talk a little bit about. Can you see the way that they're holding each other, and it looks like Tails is lifting up Sonic, but of course the reality is that Sonic is actually lifting up, pushing or holding up Tails in the physical world, of course. But it gives a really great impression that actually it's Sonic that is being lifted up by Tails. And so go ahead, Chocks, in terms of the pose. One of the things I said, of course, is the way that these feet are backwards for Tails, but how about for Sonic?
Yeah, I mean, so again, you covered Tails. For Sonic, you can see that he's kind of like, hey, I'm in for the ride. I'm just like hovering there, hanging there,
and the feet
with
is like
feet pointing
upwards. So he's doing one of those ab crunches or something like that, where you got to lift your legs up. That's really painful on your legs. Any of you guys try and hold that for a minute. Let me know in the comments if you can do it.
Yeah, so that's the pose for Sonic with the arms.
Upwards, which makes sense because we know he's got a grip.
Yeah.
So in terms of the actual difficulty of the pose, there wasn't any. We knew what we had to do. It was just the kind of practicalities of gripping and the engineering aspect, of course, of that.
Oh yeah, and just to touch on the paint app, you can see the bottom of Sonic Souls. It has some orange painted as well.
Absolutely. All right, so go ahead and go back more into all the detail that we have over here.
So the tail part, you can see the tip of the tail, where the white part of the fur part is chunkier, as you would expect, and then again, what you say, as it swooshes round, it gets thinner as it goes out.
Yes, and then it also has the transparency in that, so you have a thickness. You have a thickness at the beginning of the tails.
That's right.
And then you have a thinness and translucency to the back end of that, and it creates you can really sort of. What am I doing? I guess
It's that kind of a
I don't even know what I'm doing.
blur effect as well, the motion.
I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, anyways. You can sort of see my hand sort of.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah, so that, and then again with the angry expression, Tails is focusing, moving forwards. Yeah, gripping onto Sonic as you go down. And he's also angry as well.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about. Of course, we've got all the signature details that Sonic needs to have. He has his belt, so he has his shoe buckles,
So
that
based on
beautiful
the classic,
yellow.
The right blue.
The
Should we say?
yeah, he has a nice white stripe across there as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the base and the details that we actually have on the base itself, Josh. Going through all the different aspects, some of the vines, some of the textures.
Look at the tree trunks with all the grooves, the swirls. Even some parts at the side here, where like part of the tree, part of the branch is kind of like cut off, snapped off, so you can see the actual the grains around it, the markings, and then
the wood rings.
Yeah. And then with the vines coming down here, down the middle, that's all individually sculpted with all the leaves, the lines, and then this other piece right here on top of the branch. Again, this is a tropical jungle, so you expect a lot of green
foliage.
Yeah, that's right. And then again, this is we're not using magic here. This is the branch that is holding. This is the branch that is holding Sonic, and then it gets bigger as it goes down around the edge. You can see how the wood twists. There's different layers. The way it twists and turns.
It's not just one plane. It's
not like a standard tree, right?
Right.
Like a basic tree.
Absolutely.
This is like the way in tropical jungles, the way.
The kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine some monkeys jumping up and down on those. You know, they gotta get on and then go. Anyways.
It's the wrong level. I don't think they have monkeys in
No, I know, I'm just imagining it in a real...
in a real world scenario, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then again, look at the foliage that wraps around this tree trunk. And this whole tree trunk goes all the way around. All the way around.
That's a
here.
boost.
Yeah. Before...
And what's underneath it then? You see the stone effect as well.
That's right, before you go to this top surface, which is entirely covered in greenery, and then underneath it...
And you can see the lines drawn on that, I mean
Yeah.
drawn on that, sort of sculpted on that.
And the rocks that goes underneath it.
And it's great examples again of the lighting effect. You can really sort of see it as you're turning it and you're focusing on that. If you focus on that, look at the paints on that, Chocks. I mean, we talked about the lighting as well, but you can really kind of see the differences of the way all these areas up here, the way over here, the way it captures the light source. You can see it's. I'd probably actually add a little bit more yellow over there, perhaps. It really looks like it really is real flame. Ah, hot.
Yeah, and then again on top of the base you see rocks stacked on top of
Now they're not just. It's not just smooth though, is it, Charles?
No.
Like it has something slightly like a rock texture to it.
It has like grooves, cracks, and then again the paint app really heightens the way the fire burnt onto the rocks. You can see the burn marks as well. So how many rocks are there? There's one rock on the
Yeah, you've got quite a
side.
few of them, yeah.
And then there's one rock on the front, and another one here.
Would you consider that to be a danger?
Which one?
One of these rocks, would you consider that to be like a hazard? You know, running too fast and you run into a rock, that's always not very good news, is it?
You just spin attack it and destroy it.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and then as always, the spikes that aren't just stuck on top of the grass. You can see the actual holes.
There, that is absolutely right, Chops. We had to give the realism feeling that the grass is completely flat. Now imagine like, is it moles? Would you call them moles?
Moles, yeah.
That come out of the ground, and you can tell the mole holes because it's kind of like a circle. You have like a nice green area, then there's like these little mounds of
right.
brown, and that you know that that it's clearly something has come out of that, and that's a mole coming out, for example, right? Maybe even rabbit holes. I don't know, anything sort of that's originally on a green grass, and then you have the soil coming out. Now you have that feeling of it at the very base of those spikes, that it's not just boom, the spikes are on top of the green. It comes out, and you have this kind of what's the word? Sort of bunching of soil going around to make sense when the spikes come out. When the four spikes come out, that you have this kind of ring of dirt and soil, which happens when it comes out because it sort of pushes it out.
That's right. And then again, Rhinobot, as you were saying, you know, translating.
All started back with Rhino
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at that, the armor plating on that. You can
Awesome.
See, you can see the rivets that goes around the edges, and the actual.
It's got all these rivets over here, and it's got all these screws.
Yeah. And then you have the stripes for.
And he's in a couple of sections, Chocks. It's like 3 sections. Like he's like a rhino or like an armadillo. It's kind of got this kind of shell to him that is in segments. If you just look from the side over here, you can see he has obviously his head, and then you can see two sections over here. One here and one here. So one here and one here. They're different levels, Chocks. You see that?
Yeah.
There's a different level there. To give him a bit of movement if he wants to duck his head to attack, lift it up, whatever it may be. He has that ability to move. And it really looks like a shell, the way that you see the uni wheel underneath, that it kind of really fits over that wheel, that one wheel. Now, if you look at the actual paint though, Chocks, it's not just one sort of, I'll call it some sort of metal sort of gunmetal bluey kind of grey kind of colour, right? Of course, we're not talking about the fire effect, which we know, which is there at the back. Can you see though, it has some dirt to it, some rusted effect.
Yeah.
You know, Rhinobot's not new. He's been hanging out on Angel Island for a while, Chocks, before Sonic and Tails turned up, and he's been around. There's been typhoons, there's been hurricanes, there's been all manners of stuff going on, and of course, it doesn't help that the whole island's been flamed up. So he has he's not a smooth surface. He has some detail in there, which is sculpted detail of pits and and scratches. That's in the color effect, and some dents in there.
You can see the dirt on the wheels, at the front of the mask, and also at the edges as well, at the bottom, towards the bottom of the armor plate.
Right.
Yeah.
And how about those eyes, Chocks?
Yeah, it's nice.
It has a kind
Very
of
nice.
gloss to it that's very different to the shine.
Sculpted. It's not flat.
Right. It kind of raised at the black area. And what's important is that it has a very different, don't get me wrong, metal is a little bit shiny. And you can kind of see that kind of effect throughout. You can see the way that it's really catching the light here, as an example. But those eyes have a different kind of light gloss to it that you would see on the metal of the actual piece itself. And you can see the gloss really showing off and shining off in those eyes themselves.
Same goes with Sonic and Tails as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Really, really glossy around the whites of the eyes, including the blacks of the pupils for both Sonic and Tails, which is very different to the whites of the shoes, the whites of the gloves. Gives a nice effect. When you to really see that shot, you need to catch the light, which obviously this is a studio setting. It really looks good like that. Wow, now that has been
There's a lot to cover, didn't it?
quite the answer to 2 questions. I'll tell you that, Chocks. All right, should we keep on going then?
Okay, so James Tesk, how in the world are you going to make sure Tails and Sonic are supported enough to not have a leaning braking issue? With so much weight support relying on those arms, I feel that is a recipe for disaster.
Well, Chocks,
Man of concern.
there is a bush. There is a bush, and James is not beat about it, okay? He's going straight to the question. He's asking, how is this going to stay like this for years to come? And that is a great question. Now, we have completely made these arms, this whole section here,
Sonic's arms and Tails' arms.
in metal. Now, right now, these are actually in pewter metal, which has a brittleness to it that is not going to be in the final one. We're going to be making steel molds for those to I believe, don't quote me exactly, I need to just double check that with our engineering team. But right now these have been done for the prototype. It's done in pewter. It stands up. Obviously it holds the pose. The question though, of course, is when we have the actual production version, because what we do is we have to make it first, Chocks, like this. We can't, when I say we do it in pewter first, we do it because in case we submit it to Sega for approval, of course, and they're like, oh no, change that or change that. Well, if we've already made it, the molds to make it in metal, it could be quite costly. So we do it just enough for the prototype, and then when it's time for actual production, when everything's approved by Sega, we then make those to add that stability to it. So that's definitely something that we'll be following up with in the actual production process. And of course, we'll be posting all of that information in the club as well. So make sure you do check that out as we go through production for that. So it's definitely something that we will be looking into. I mean, when I say looking into it, we know what we're doing, but we will, having not done it yet, we can't say exactly how it is right now, but of course, rest assured, we're going to be making sure that it goes through our typical scrutiny, which is going to be drop tests, aging tests, the aging tests and transit tests, all that sort of stuff. We're going to be making sure that they get the thumbs up. And we've paused projects where we've had to change things, and this would be no different should that be the case. So I'm absolutely confident in our engineering team that they've initially said to us that they don't have any issues with that. I just want, obviously,
just to make sure, of course.
Absolutely.
All right. Measurements.
Chocks, let's do this now.
Yes.
This is the world's smallest base here. That means I can't do this measurement properly.
Oh yeah.
What it does though is
I would say it's about half a can. Right?
half a can, yeah?
Yeah, for the turntable.
That's a fair enough. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good.
Give or take half a can.
A little bit, yeah, that's a good part. Alright, so we're gonna call that 1 here. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, just
Basic maths, right?
Stack it up and just take away half.
That's pressure on my maths there, Chocks. I feel like, why does it feel like it's coming?
Yeah, move it. Push it forwards.
All right then, Chock. So what we have over here, therefore this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cans. Really, it's more like just under 5 cans, I would say. It's like 4.8 if you minus half a can from that. It's like 4. And these are 330 ml cans for our American audience. You guys are usually 350 or 355. We're going to figure that out eventually. I was just in the US and I didn't really look. I think it is 350 over there. But I'll still always ask. So, if you consider a 330 can, about 4.8 of those chocks, and that is something that we consider. And again, with the Rexon, to consider, I think that would actually make him even taller than that. And we wanted to have this as a self-contained, because that's pretty tall, you know, chocks. We didn't want to be unnecessarily tall. I think we compacted a lot of detail and not wasted any space here, chocks.
Yeah, it's a nice rounded area. I mean, like you can see the flames coming out here and the tree trunk coming across. It's a nice rectangle space.
And it's got both sides as well. It's really good use of it's not much wasted negative space. Yeah. I would say actually probably our worst, the piece that has probably the never mind.
All right, so I'm
the
gonna do
actual
mine.
sizes,
Yes.
yeah.
So, okay, guys. So from the bottom of the base, okay. So the bottom of the base to the very top of the tails.
Yeah.
The helicopter. That is 20 inches. So that's 51 centimeters. Okay, 51 centimeters, 20 inches high. For width, I have it. Yeah, where Alex's hands are. So right at the edge of the fire, to the edge of this tree trunk. I have that at 17 inches, so that's 44 centimeters. And for the depth, which is going to be at the front here, the front of that fire, at the front of the base, the back of the tree trunk / vine, I have that at 15 inches. Yeah, 15 inches in depth, so that's 38 centimeters.
Now, the only thing I just want to say, Chocks, to you guys as well, is that it really depends on how you decide to display your Sonic piece. Now, we believe that this can be displayed in 3 ways. We said that at the very beginning. We'll go over that one more time, Chocks. It could be this way.
Yeah, side view.
Which is purely old school. Then you could do a 3/4 view, which is more of an isometric view like that.
Yeah.
And then you have a completely front-on view. I believe those are the real choices. And what you just said was based on a 3/4 view. Is that right,
That's
Chocks?
right, yep, 3/4 view.
Okay, so if you decide to do it in, you have an approximation on the size, I should say, based on what Chock was given. And the weight, Chocks, because this thing is turning on its own, it's so bloody heavy.
Yes, so the weight I have is 7.13 kg.
You need to work out there, Chocks.
Yeah, so this is just based on the statue, and obviously this is just an estimate, because when we go into production, there could be things change, you know, we're adding proper metal, you know, etc., and we're going to consider, you know, the actual base itself. So give or take is around 7.13 kg.
Alright, for real. Alright, cool.
Right. Next.
Yeah.
Shoutouts. Wow. So guys, as I said earlier, in the First for Figures Official Collectors Club, when we make this post, in there I'll randomly add a comment. The first 10 people to reply to that comment will get a shout out from Alex. So over to you.
Boom, let's do it. Tyler Cady, shout out to you. Derek Baker in the house. Marco Castellani, how you doing, mate? We got MAD in the house. What's going on? Lisa Wyckoff. Shout out to you. We got Brandon Evans in the house. We also have a shout out to Brendan Rosselli, one of our lovely admins. We got Michael Grubbs. How you doing? We also have Kevin Strupa. And last but not least, Miguel Pilot. Boom! How was that, Chocks?
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Alright, one more question. Elaine Kennedy. Excited to see this piece. I don't have any questions not asked already, but I'm really curious in what the exclusive will be.
Exclusive, you say? Oh, right. So in case you don't know about our company, we do 2 versions.
Yeah.
And the usually one is, we call it the standard version, which is this is right here, Chocks. This is the standard version. And we also have an exclusive version only available on our website.
That's right, yep.
And if you pay attention to what we do here at First Figures, I'm not going to give you any prizes for guessing what that might be. It's kind of our thing. And you may have noticed there is a little button over here, Chocks.
Yeah.
Which we may or may not be moving somewhere else, right over here. But over to you, Chocks.
Okay.
What happens when you push that button?
Boom!
Check that out, guys. Now you can see, let's give it a bit of a turn.
As we did say this is a
Inferno, Flame,
Absolutely.
Fiery Base.
So the beauty of this is, Chocks, now the actual light that is cast on the actual statue itself that we painted on is emphasized and accentuated by the fact that we have real LED lights actually inside the piece
fires,
itself,
yeah.
the actual
Yep.
fire itself. I really like the way that this has that. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, guys, this is in a studio lighting, super bright over here, but you can still really get the feeling of that. And when it's darker, it's going to look brighter itself. Maybe we can slightly up the intensity. I would probably say I'd like to see that a little bit.
That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, just slightly up the intensity a little bit more. And I love the way that,
Intensify it.
maybe because I'm looking up here, but you can see it's really stronger over here. Maybe we can try and get a little bit more inside itself, but overall, it has this great feeling to it. Now, Chocks, if you look at the button to the side of it, there also is as it's coming around to the front, something else over there. What is that next to it?
The thing that's next to the bottom, that is a USB port.
So we can put a micro USB in there. Next to there is a LED indicator as well.
LED indicator. So we do as always with our light up bases, we have a internal internal interchangeable battery. So we use, normally for these pieces, we use a 18650 volt battery.
Yep.
And that is rechargeable. So if you ever need to replace it, all you have to do is just swap a new one out, and that's done.
And they're really easy to get hold of.
Easy to get hold of. Yeah. If you don't want to use battery, you can just use the included USB cables that we have in the packaging, so you can have that permanently plugged in as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, Chocks, this is not just one version in terms of the lights. This is always on mode. But
Always
if you
on mode, yes.
push it one more time, Chocks.
Oh.
There it is.
Boom!
Boom. And now this has this kind of,
Oh, you can see it.
you can really see it pulsing.
Yeah.
So get that kind of flickering that you have with the actual real fire. Fortunately, I don't have. I've never been on an island that's on fire, but I believe it will be something like this, right? We have this kind of flickering effect, which really gives a little bit more life to it. Of course, it's always difficult to give a sense of motion to something that's static. The pose itself really complements that with the way that it's moving and it's rotating. So the feeling that it's rotating. But it's nice to actually have a bit of motion actually in the statue. We do that through the use of the LEDs themselves to give the feeling of, turning on, etc., etc., and the movement of that. Yeah, it's really good the way it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which version would you keep on? Always on, or
For the animated mode.
you keep on animated mode? Yeah.
The question is, which angle would you put it on? Would you have it on an isometric view, like 2.5D ish kind of thing, or would you have it in the old school style?
Or would you have it straight on? Let us know in the comments what you would do. All right, Chocks. Do we have any more questions?
Well, questions, yeah.
Oh, I have a question for you. What about the measurements on this?
Measurements on this one?
On the exclusive version?
It's going to be exactly the same as the standard edition.
Boom! Of course, the only change, of course, is the LEDs in there, and that has no effect on the actual size.
Yep. All right, next question from Brenton Friedley. I love the Sonic Diorama line. What's next?
Sweet! I appreciate the support on that.
What is next?
I was thinking it's probably time to look at either classic Robotnik, maybe in a fight like that, maybe look at a modern line where we could have modern diorama. That might be so cool. There's quite a lot of things that we could do. But more importantly, what would you guys like to see? We would love to hear from you guys.
Another anniversary piece.
Is it that time of the year? Is that time? Has it been that 5 years? Is that time again?
Every 5 years, maybe?
Well, I think we're 27 years into it right now. I think we've probably get started on 30th. I think it's probably a good idea. So absolutely, Chocks. What do you guys want to see? We'd love to hear from you guys. What do you want to see? Modern, classic, what characters, more badniks?
Which
what
game?
would you do?
Yeah, which Sonic game?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, next question from Brandon Dando. Would you consider a companion piece?
That's a great question. So
Nice.
companion pieces is really typically where you have something where it's the main piece, and then you can have some things that you can put alongside it that makes sense. And I think great companion pieces would be single badniks. Would you guys be up for that? Small base, have a badnik on it, and you can go buy a bunch of different ones that you can put with it. Hey, that would be a really cool way. You could
Or
have,
even the pickups. That'd be quite cool.
yeah,
Yeah, little TE boxes.
nice. Some goalposts here and there on their own. You can
So
sort
they
of
want a
create.
bunch of rings.
Look at that, real time
That's right.
thinking, thought processes. I love it. maybe in the future we'll have a companion piece video. Go, hey, do you remember that time when we had the Sonic and Tails diorama video? That's when we came up with the idea.
Yeah, the checkpoint on a big massive bonus ring.
All right.
Or that monkey that you wanted on.
Absolutely. I just randomly said monkeys in real jungles, I would say. My goodness, I feel like this is something that you're going to be mentioning to me every single time.
Sweet.
Sweet. So, again, we're going to show this one on a horizontal view. What's interesting though is, Chocks, this Sonic and Tails diorama is not quite the only thing that we have. We have a little something else, and we're going to show that in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Check it out, guys. This is the
Tropical Jungle Edition.
Now, if you consider the previous one, that was the Sonic and Tails diorama,
Yeah,
right?
that's right, yeah.
And then the exclusive version, the standard and the exclusive version. Now this, as you just said, is the Tropical Jungle Edition, right? And we have quite a difference here, Chocks.
That's right.
Over to you. You go ahead.
We're taking a big step back. So right at the beginning of Act 1,
There you go.
Angel Island, boom, all nice and beautiful before things start to go to hell.
So
Halfway through the level.
we will do, of course, a comparison shot soon. But it's important just to sort of, and we'll show you the differences between them side by side. It's going to be easier. But let's talk about some of the differences just visually now. And
I mean,
some differences.
First off, obvious one is obviously the greenery. So much more green here compared to the previous
And
one.
the green itself is much more vibrant, much more green.
Green, yeah. So lots of different dark greens, bright greens, especially the vine area. You know, if you see the comparison photo later, you can tell the difference where, this section is actually green, whereas the other one is all covered in flames and different oranges. And you can see it how it's much more easier to see here, where the greens are wrapped around that branch, that trunk, how it goes all the way around the edge. It's like a snake.
Absolutely.
Yeah, goes all the way around here, and then previously you can see where the trunk, the roots, of the actual tree bit, it wraps around. But on the other version, it's like
You can't really see.
it's all in fire.
It's on fire.
It's on fire. Yeah. And now you can see the rocks. It's so much clearer now. There's no burnt marks. You still get the cracks and the dirt, the wear and tear that you see with rocks and cracks and stuff. But now you can see the rocks clearly. And at the bottom, obviously, dirt is still the same dirt, the earth, and then the earth around the spikes. Again,
Doesn't have the yellow. I mean, the spikes themselves doesn't have the actual oranges that's on it as
That's
well.
right.
It's going to be super more obvious when we actually put them side by side.
Yeah, and look at the roundabout bottom. It's so much clearer now.
Mhm.
It's less busy compared to the other version.
Sure.
Like this one is like nice and peaceful, calm.
And it's so peaceful and calm. Look how happy they are.
Yeah, that's right. So this is where you got to go in there and look at the finer details. You can see Tails and Sonic themselves are all cheerful and happy.
And the reason why I'm
Yes,
thinking is
Spike's
exactly. They're not scared at all.
But Roundabout is there, still have the same expression.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have
Yeah.
a face. Well, he doesn't well, he's still just going for him, right? So
Yeah.
you're absolutely right, Chocks. They're going around going, yeah, whatever. I've seen spikes before. I've seen roundabouts before. But when, of course, it goes on fire, they're like, oh, okay, S got real. It's about to go down.
Yeah.
So this is the before, the more calmer, happier, things are okay, la-di-da-di-da. I'm Sonic, I'm Tails, you can't get us, right? And that is why we wanted to give them an expression that was much more matching the scenery. And if you look, so as you were saying, of course, and we'll see the pictures, the comparison, smiling. And of course, the actual Tails himself, he's also smiling. And you have that differences between the two. So I really like how you could see that, not just from the coloring, but of course from the actual expression as well. And of course, everything else, the Chocks, the angling, all the other stuff, it's all the same.
That's right.
Really interesting, really interesting. It'll be really quite interesting to see which people prefer. Do they prefer to see it on fire? Do they like the greenery, the brightness of this version?
I mean, first of all, it's different altogether. I mean, Sonic and Tails together, that's one. Second is based from Sonic 3.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean between the two.
Oh, right, yeah. But I'm just saying,
between the two.
you said which one will go for, like who would go for which version, right?
Yeah, but they both have Sonic and Tails. They're both
Yeah,
in the
that's what I'm
versions.
saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying in comparison to any other items out there.
Oh, sure, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying just between these two,
Yeah.
between on fire or not on fire, what kind of does that reflect the personality of the person?
Probably, yeah. I'm just thinking that having something from Sonic 3,
No, yeah, don't get me
totally
wrong.
different
That's,
island, that's special in itself.
no, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the overall
Yeah.
piece. But I'm just saying between those two versions, which
And
you
that's
know,
why, why not both? Why not both?
one for playing.
Complete the whole story. Complete the whole story. The whole story of Act 1.
The one.
Yeah.
There you go. So, Chocks, why don't we actually, before we just quickly go through the measurements?
Yeah, so again, previously we shown the standard version, exclusive version, that came with lights, right, and the fire effect. So this one is slightly a little bit different. Height-wise, measurements, height-wise is going to be exactly the same
Yeah.
because the highest point is tail. But this one's slightly different because you don't have the fires that goes around
Right.
the edges. So it's a little bit shorter,
Right.
give or take, I would say about an inch to an inch and a half
Right.
off. And again, for the depth, it's give or take about an inch.
I would say the overall footprint is
Yeah.
not too difficult for most collectors, to be
And
honest with you.
weight-wise, it's just going to be
Something similar. I mean,
very
again,
similar,
yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say, when we come into the end of this documentary, as with any of our products, we just have a bit of a disclaimer to say that we're still not at the physical, so we're not at the final production piece stage, if that makes sense. And sometimes there are changes that we do for materials or what have you that we sort of just give a bit of a disclaimer right now. We do this for all of our pieces to say that subject to structural changes, etc., to make sure that they're okay. Just one more thing before we wrap this one up, Chocks. We obviously have there is no fire effect on Sonic as well, so it's a pure color for him as well. Cool. All right, Chocks. I think all we're going to do now is do a couple of comparison shots of those next to each other,
Sure.
and then we'll do the whole diorama range. How about that?
Okay, yeah, definitely.
All right, so why don't we do a shot of both of them together first, and we'll do that in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Check it out, guys. And of course, over here it starts at the very beginning of the game. You're on the first part of the act, Chocks, and everything is happy, everything is cool. Hey, I played this game first time, second time, and I managed to beat those, and now we're at the beginning of Sonic 3. He's feeling really confident. He's got his mate, Tails. Off they go into Angel Island.
Get those gems back.
Absolutely, going, have an issue with Knuckles, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Off they go on a nice adventure, all happy. Off they go, and then what happens, Chocks?
And then
Just fire everywhere.
halfway through Act 1, and here we are. Everything doom and gloom.
And now you
Everything all
can-
fiery.
And you can
Very
really,
hot.
really see the difference now, Chocks, between the different. I mean, look at the differences of the greens. There's a huge difference of the greens. This is incredibly vibrant, this green. And look at yours. It's much more muted. It's much more oranges and yellows and browns in the actual greens themselves. The greens are really kind of darky green. And it's really hard to see the difference between, look, this green and this branch. Clear as day.
Yeah, it's
which
still
is
there. I
green
mean,
and
look
which
at
is brown.
The vine here, the back piece here, this vine, and that vine.
It's just completely night and day in terms of the colours. But then that's what it was. That's what it's like in the actual game. And we really want it to be true with
These
that.
fire are all sculpted in, but the OG, the original vines, the greenery, they're all.
Turn it on while you're there,
They're all,
Chocks.
okay, they're all in the same place.
I noticed you've gone for solid colour, solid lights.
Don't want to get distracted. And it's like, ooh, intense 5,000. Intensity 3,000, yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah, so we definitely wanted to make sure that we could really tell the story between before and after, and I'm really happy how that came out, Chocks. Why are you hanging off the pin?
Nice full shot.
Oh, right, okay.
Nice clean shot.
Because you mean you don't come with the statue, right?
That's right.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I mean, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Now, Chocks, the question is though, how do these compare with the others in the series?
Wow. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, let's do it in 3, 2, 1. Boom! Check it out, guys. OMG. Now, Chocks, don't drop that because what you're holding there is the original Sonic diorama that we have in the series, and boom, number one right there. Generation started there.
Then
Then
Sonic and modern Sonic.
absolutely. Then we have number 2 right here, Sonic on the biplane,
Yep.
looking really, really cool. Over here.
End of Sonic 2, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. If you look at it like this way, of course, end of Sonic 2 goes into
Sonic 3.
chilling out on Angel Island.
Yeah.
Then boom, halfway through the the first stage, first act, boom, on fire.
Yeah.
And of course, OG 25th anniversary right there. What a I've got to say, Chocks, I love seeing this development. This is a lot of years of work right here, Chocks, and it's really great to see it expand over the years. And I hope that we can start seeing more and more in this range.
Definitely.
I just know that for next time we do one in this range, we need a bigger table. No, it's good. It's good. All right, Chocks. Well, normally at this stage I would give you a high five, but I think you're kind of busy.
I can do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can do it. Hold it like a baby.
Okay, go on then. Let's try this then. All right then. That's another one wrapped up, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. If you have any questions, make sure you come to our Facebook club.
Official Collectors Club on Facebook.
Let us know what you want to see companion pieces. What else you would like to see in this range. We'd love to hear all about that. In the meantime, though, we really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Anything one more time before we wrap this one up, Chocks?
Come on, Sega fans.
Let's do it. All right then, guys. I'm your host, Alex.
I'm Chockos.
FRF is love.
FRF is life.
And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Later.
Boom! Back at it again. This time, Tails and Sonic. Whew! The reveal has now been done. Did you like what you saw, guys? We had such a good time working on that. I can remember going and sort of working it all out with you, Chocks, and then finally it's now at that stage where we're here showing it. I just want to make sure you guys, I've seen some of the comments of what you think the pricing will be. You need to really understand that this is a 2 years ago Sonic and Tails. Sorry, Sonic 25th was 2 years ago, over 2 years ago, right? And that was $385. Sonic and Tails is significantly more. There are 3 things in there, Sonic and Tails. The engineering is way harder. It's got the Batniks, it's got a much bigger, more complicated base, etc., etc. We'll go through all the pricing a little bit later on, but just keep in mind that 2 years ago was Sonic 25th. This is not cheap. It is what it is. It is the reality of how things are. It's also quite a bit bigger. So I just want to keep your expectations in check. All right, so Chocks, there is quite a few things to do, but before we go in there, let's just see, what did you guys think? Did you like the fire version? It was quite nice the way that you get on the how it sort of has the before and after as you come here along. And I think I saw a few people picked on the fact that we were going for 25th anniversary Sonic 1, right? Sonic 2, you got the biplane, and then the kind of, it's like the sequence of events, Sonic 3 with the Sonic and Tails. Did you guys sort of see that 1, 2, 3? Did you pick up on that? I saw a few people pick up on that, but
did, yeah.
I mean, that's obviously what we're thinking about, weren't we, Chocks, when we're going through, you know what, we've done 1, we've done 2, how can we bring in 3? And that's exactly what we went for, is our thinking for that. So, Texas says he likes the LED version, so that's the exclusive version. Now, we didn't want to call it Angel Island version, because they're both Angel Island, right?
Both,
so it was kind of hard.
Same Act 1.
Yeah. But, the reality is, it's far, we were really cool, we were really happy to be able to sort of tie that in. Now, of course, the question is, it's almost like Sonic 4 almost makes sense for the next one, but we'd love to hear what you guys think. What would you like to see for the next one of that? That would be quite interesting. But Sonic 4 is a modern version. And I would love to see what we could do with modern for a diorama as well. We kind of dabbled a little bit of that in Generations, Chocks. But, having said that, though, we have quite a lot of modern stuff in development for the single lines as well. So it's like, what do we do? And before we know it, it's 30th anniversary. OMG. Not to mention, of course, Chocks, we obviously have the Sonic TF in the works. Now, this may not be for everybody. We know that Sonic and Tails is, is the higher end. It is limited edition. It is resin, handmade. All those who bought the previous and the Sonic lines of the dioramas know what we're talking about. But some first-time guys who don't know about us, who come on to see this, will be pretty, how do I say, may not quite know the difference between PVC and resin and all that sort of education that needs to happen, as we always find when we do a new launch. Well, of course, the Sonic TF that we're really pumped for, of course, may be your thing, as a nice introduction to the world of Sonic at FRF. So, hey, Gamer 024 says Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic and Knuckles, not 4. Sonic and
the add-on thing.
Right. We've got a
technical, yeah.
Sonic Adventure 1-2 diorama. You know, there are possibilities that are really nice to be able to revisit characters that we've made before, but in a more dynamic way.
No one mentioned Sonic CD? I see Chandler did. Yeah, Chandler. Sonic CD.
Isn't that Amy's introduction?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey Sam, yeah, you know, it's quite varying bases. It was nice to be able to kind of concentrate on not. I mean, we talked about that in the actual documentary, but it was more like you have the character itself, and then the bases are an afterthought because you work on the character, and then you figure out what zones are going to be in, and boom, you make that. But with this one, it was so important to the integrity of the sculpt and holding and the engineering that you couldn't really think about it in isolation. And then we really wanted to tie it again and think about how we were then going to sort of get it together as well. Now, I know some people are like, hey, you know, we took artistic liberty with the fact that you have these poles, palm trees for Angel Island. I totally understand. But visually, the palm trees going straight and Sonic stuck to the side, lame. Will look really bad. So we absolutely took artistic interpretation and we did that ourselves in terms of we said we're going to do it like that. Now, guys, there is a hype video that I want to show you guys. I gotta say, Chocks, Ting and Enoch have done the most amazing job on this, right? We will go through that, we'll show you that soon, and then we'll go through the pricing, the shipping, all that good stuff right afterwards. But, you know, this hype video in particular, Chocks, I think is a really good example of the skills that Enoch have and Ting have meshed together, and you'll see, hopefully you agree, quite a better quality of video. Not to put too much pressure on them for the future ones, but it's just want to give a shout out to them because they've done it was quite an achievement. I've got to be honest with you, Chocks. I'm very happy how that turned out. So we're going to run that video. It's exactly 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Anything to add before we run that, Chocks?
No, watch it and then let us know afterwards.
All right, nice one, guys. Okay, we'll see you on the other side. Just pay attention to this video. A lot of effort went into this one. We really hope you like what you see. Okay, we'll see you guys on the other side. amazing jobs. Ting and Enoch did fantastic. Did you see the way it transitioned? Zooming in on the OG Mega Drive Genesis, going into the TV, boom, the retro going into the physical, and then all that great stuff at the beginning, going through the whole thing and the way it comes in, man. And then right at the very end, it kind of comes out, and then it's the sound as well.
Yeah,
the sound it kind of goes like tinny as it comes out. What did you guys think of that video? Shout out to Enoch on Ting on that. They did a bang up great job. What a great job they did. Amazing job they did. So we're really happy to be able to show that with you guys, and we really hope that you like that. A lot of effort went into that. So this is it, Chocks. I think we're gonna go through the pricing, we're gonna go through all that good stuff, and I have my trusty calculator over there. So we have the fact that there's going to be, so right after this stream, of course, we're then going to put it up for pre-order today, and there'll be a reservation next week, all that good stuff.
Validation.
Hanato, right? They did a fantastic job. Justin, right? They did a great job. Thanks, Caleb. They did a fantastic job on that. Alrighty, so let's break it down, Chocks. We are gonna. Is there anything to add before we start going through the pricing and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I'm just gonna highlight again, guys. So the stream, the reservation pre-order starts after the stream. There will be the standard edition, the exclusive edition, the tropical jungle edition, and the combo edition.
Boom.
Okay,
Combo.
so the pre-order will start tonight, 12th of July, up until August the 16th.
Right.
So the validation will start next Friday, okay? So you get a whole week to digest all the information. Don't worry, we will put that information on the website, on the Facebook page as well. Right, so the estimated release date, we're going to have that in 2020 Q3. As always, we do offer a flexi payment plan. So for this one, up to 12 months. And we never take full payment in one go, so it's just a 10% deposit. Okay? So,
and shout out to the artist Leo Bustamante Dolon. He's done a fantastic job. He's made a lot of our previous statues as well. So Nightmare was one of his first ones that he did for us. Yeah, so awesome working with him on that.
Okay, so shipping costs will come a little bit later. We will go through that shortly after. Right, let's do the
standard
version.
Yeah? If you were to jump on the payment plan for 12 months, having paid your 10% deposit, you would have to... Are we doing $5 cups of coffee yet?
I don't know.
Is it $4 cups of coffee?
How many years ago at that price? What is
$4
it
cups of coffee, yeah?
Coffee prices go up as well.
9.3 cups of coffee a month you would have to forego in order to afford this piece at a 12-month plan. So let's reiterate that one. Let's go over that one more time. 9.3 cups of coffee at $4 each after you pay the payment, the deposit, $38 a month. $38 a month in order to snag this bad boy for a year after you pay the payment plan. Chocks, what's the SRP on that?
$499.99, so $499.99 for the standard version.
So I just want to go over the pricing one more time here, Chocks. It's been 2 years since we've done 25th anniversary, and that was $385. Things have changed and times have changed at the factories. The factories are king right now, and they have so many people that have entered the statue market that are charging way higher prices than us because they're willing to pay the factories more money because they're charging more money to the customers. Whereas we're in a really tight spot here where we try to be as value for money as we can, and I'm just being really transparent here. It is incredibly getting harder and harder for us to do this. Really getting harder and harder for us to do this as more and more people join. Like 2 years ago, think about how many new statue companies are in the market now from 2 years ago. It's crazy, right? And as a result, they charge a higher price because the factories have the choices. They have the pluck of the land, and it's really affecting us quite a lot, and it's affecting our ability to do what we can. So, you know, the reality is, this is the best we can do and even then we're absolutely subsidizing the hell out of this. Now, because we're hoping that this is going to lead to our business model was always try to sell more pieces at a lower cost rather than a higher cost but sell lower pieces. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying our best to do that. And that's just the reality. If you also break down the product itself, there are 2 statues, Sonic and Tails. And there's also a bad nick. The point of the pricing, Chocks, is based on the paint hits. You know, Sonic 25th and Sonic and Tails. Sonic 25th is bigger. But Sonic and 25th Tails, Sonic and Tails, is far more complicated because you have Tails as well. But Sonic is the same. But the pricing is very similar, despite Sonic being small, if that makes sense. I've always been very transparent with you guys, and these are the hardships that we're facing. And of course, if you put in all the details on the paint hits that you have, if you compare Sonic 25th base and you compare this base, it's way different. It's far more stuff going on for Sonic and Tails compared to Sonic 25th. So I think hopefully you understand that we're absolutely doing the best we can with these prices. Chock, sorry, over to you. Sorry for that little sidestep. Yeah.
Alright, so the exclusive. Again, the exclusive is also $499.99. $499.99. For the Tropical Jungle Edition, that is $499.99 as well. So the standard exclusive Tropical Jungle Edition, all 3 of those editions are $499.99. Again, we do offer 12 months flexi payment plans, and we'll go through the shipping costs a little bit later. For the combo edition, that includes 1 exclusive edition and 1 Tropical Jungle Edition. Okay, 2 pieces there for that one.
$17.3 cups of coffee, Chocks, if you want to go for the combo.
Okay.
Which is... I just did this. $70 a month.
Okay. $70 a month on a 12-month plan, that is. That comes to a total of $924.99. $924.99. So that is a saving of $75 US. So a little bit of discount for the combo edition combined together.
Absolutely.
Okay. Again, guys, if you missed all that information, don't worry about it, because after the stream we'll post a FAQ on how to pre-order, how to validate, and also an article that goes through all the images, videos, and the shipping costs. Okay. Right, so for the shipping costs, right, based on a single item, a standard exclusive or a tropical jungle edition, a single item, these are the costs for shipping. So United States, zone 1, that is $65 US. Okay, $65 US for the shipping costs for those 3 SKUs. For EU, that is also $65 US. For Canada, that's 85. For Australia, that is 145. For Japan, Thailand, Singapore, Philippines, that is 115. And for places such as Colombia, Costa Rica, Cyprus, etc., if you're in that area, that is $145 US. Again, we do have 5 warehouses. We have one in Canada, US, UK, Slovakia, which is EU, and also China. If you're in those regions, and we ship those items locally at those places, from those places, then the shipping cost is what you pay, what you see is what you pay. So it includes all the custom taxes and fees. Okay.
If you were to get the combo edition, it's basically multiply those shipping costs by 2. So for United States, that would be 130 euro. Europe would be 130. Canada would be 170. Australia will be 290. Just to highlight that these are 2 separate boxes. So if you were to get the combo, there will be 2 separate boxes, and then they'll be shipped out individually. So the costs will be double for that one. Right. Okay. Guys, so yes, for this giveaway, for this launch, there will be one exclusive statue up for giveaway. Again, make sure to check out the main Facebook page. Check on the article in there. There will be a Gleam competition. Just make sure you enter your information in there. Register as many different platforms for higher entries for the giveaway. So one lucky winner will win the exclusive version.
Jeremy Bero. We have a Slovakian warehouse based in the EU, so yes, absolutely. Although the UK is still part of the EU for now. But we already planned well in advance. We've had the Slovakian warehouse at least a year now, Chocks.
Is it almost?
At least a year.
Wow, that was quick.
In preparation for Brexit. And Brexit hasn't happened yet, but we already prepared for that. So we're very, we can say with full confidence that the EUers and the UKers don't need to worry about that issue there.
Hey Victor, the link will go live after we've finished the stream. So there will be a little bit more work that needs to be done once the stream ends. We need to post the FAQ, we need to post the main blog, and then during that time, once you see that the posts and the website will go live. No rush, you have a whole week to place your order, digest the information, go through the videos.
Go through which version you like more.
Yep. And then the validation will happen next Friday. So again, if once you sign up to our newsletters, you'll get that information well before we go live for validation next week.
Right. When we come out of the EU, Alex is going to personally hand deliver every statue to the UK. That's the F4F guarantee.
Yes, that shipping cost would have gone up to $500 for shipping costs.
Nothing right now, Eleanor, for Aussie warehouse news. Always when I see these, I always cringe.
Yeah.
Australia's just very, very far away, and I don't really see an easy answer to that right now.
Yes, I'm sure shipping costs is a lot of concerns for a lot of, not just ourselves, just any other company within this industry. Everyone has a lot of concerns when it comes to shipping costs. We're trying to keep that price down, guys.
It's getting harder. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's getting really harder and harder to do this in terms of, because we feel it much more because we're positioned at a point where we know we're like the entry sort of, a lot of people come into the game via us, if that makes sense, and we have to consider that, and it gets harder and harder, and that's the reason why I'm just thinking, we have to start looking more like going a little bit smaller scale, 1/6, etc., etc. 1/4 gets even more expensive. It's just, hey, it's just something that we know it's just.
Yeah, but that's just going to be like a short-term solution. Eventually, all the shipping prices are still going to go up.
Oh, I'm not talking about shipping prices. Sorry, I'm just talking about just generally.
Yeah, I mean shipping prices and factory prices. So now things, it's like you go to McDonald's, right? You pay for. I'm not dishing McDonald's. I still love McDonald's, right?
Yeah, you're a big fan, except for they don't do Coke Zero lemon anymore.
Well, for you, anyways. So I mean, like what you pay, you're getting less money, less value for your money. Just anything really in general.
It's yeah. Do you think getting bigger and bigger is a trouble? Yes, I do, Barry. But obviously the problem is we develop these things. It takes 2 years to develop these things, and the reality is, who's to know what's going to happen next month, next week? how are we supposed to predict what's going to happen in 2 years? Trends like that. We would have no idea that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new factories, 10 new statue producers are out there, tons of customs are out there, all that sort of stuff. And all of a sudden, the factories are like kings now. They're like, don't like it? I don't care. That's the price. We'll go find somebody else. And that's the hard reality. And that's why FRF PVC Nation has always been something that we could see that happening.
I encourage you guys to go out there and like price compare. It's like sometimes I know you're saying, like, sometimes we look at some of the messages out there and a lot of people are kind of uneducated about the price of the products. So, oh yeah, and I can make this out of wood, right? And then people don't understand the price and costing, labor, etc. for resin pieces in this hobby. Same goes with shipping costs. I'm sure, guys, if you guys have been collecting, whether you haven't been collecting, maybe someone out there could actually do a price comparison. We would love to check that out as well. I mean, hey, I see Neo D saying that, hey, our shipping costs are still one of the lowest out there. I don't know that. Maybe you guys, the guys that buy from other companies, hey, maybe you guys can have a do your own compile research.
But just PM Chocks.
No. As in share amongst yourselves. Share amongst your other collectors.
Indeed.
Maybe we are being too low, or maybe we are being too expensive. I don't know. We can't know all the ins and outs out there.
Sure.
But it's like, if you were to buy something, you do a price check.
You ever priced in other countries, for example EU, for easier shipping too? EU, we have a shipping warehouse. Indeedy. All right, I don't want to keep dwelling on it, but that's the reality where we're at. I mean, obviously, we'd love to be giving it to you for
free, yeah.
$10, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna wrap this one up, Chocks. Let's get this one done.
Guys,
Last
any
minute.
Questions?
Yeah, any questions?
Jump into the club. Let us know.
There.
Sonic Hype is still ongoing for the next
week or
2
so.
weeks.
Well, yeah, unless we're launching something earlier. I don't think we are. So next
2
weeks.
weeks,
Yeah.
all right. If we are, we'll let you know. But the hype for now, 2 weeks. Don't want to confuse anyone.
Sure.
So keep the hype going for it, guys. Let us know Sonic stuff. What would you like? Companion pieces. Do let us know.
All right, sweet. All right, Chocks. We're wrapping this up then. Anything else?
Yes.
There is?
Yes, I know. There is.
All right, yes. Oh, yes. I remember.
Remember what?
What you typed in.
Guys, because it's a Sonic launch, there will be a giveaway, okay? So from next Monday, for 5 days, every single day, there will be a copy of Sonic Mania Plus.
Bam!
On Xbox 360
Chocks.
up for grabs.
Yeah, organize another competition for the
That was organized a
team.
long time ago. It took forever to get this launch, right?
Well done,
It's
Chocks.
been in there for ages. All right, so 5 copies of Sonic Mania Plus up for grabs on the Xbox 360, 1 per day. We will make a post on Monday, let you guys know how it is. It's really simple, really simple to enter, guys. So do check it out. Much thanks to Sega for providing those copies. They're a big, massive fan of, like giveaways and stuff. They really love the idea of the game giveaway that we normally do.
Is it 360?
Yeah.
Did you say 360?
Xbox 360.
Do you mean Xbox One, or do you mean 360?
Xbox 360, mate.
Really? That's what they're coming up with all of that.
Is it? Xbox One, then. Hold on. Why did I say 360?
I don't know. You gave me evils when I queried it. You gave me evils. Don't shoot a messenger.
The generation after Xbox 360. The generation after Xbox One. Alright, I've got a lot of shit on my mind, alright? Yeah? Xbox
I got such
One.
evils.
Xbox One. Guys.
The X360 doesn't exist. They're like, oh my god, super straight from the source. We've got a 360 version.
That would be quite cool. If fans like it, maybe Sega will go back and actually convert and port the game onto Xbox 360.
All that work for us to do a giveaway. Yeah.
We're setting a trend.
I like it.
Let's go backwards. This is how you do retro.
Yeah.
This is how you do retro. So guys, recap.
I love that box, by the way.
It is
that
sweet.
That's sweet.
Xbox 360. It comes with what?
Is that general release like that?
Yeah, this is your general release.
It all comes with that nice little shiny cover.
Yeah, shiny cover and then the casing inside. So this comes with the art book, and it has a reversible cover, for the actual box itself, like
Really?
an old school Mega Drive cover.
How would
style.
you reverse it?
You just take, you open because it.
Oh, you mean on that
sleeve,
one?
the
on
game
that
sleeve.
one,
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about that box
yeah.
being a numpty.
Yeah. I mean, guys, if you're a Sonic fan, you probably get the Japanese version because it comes with the audio CD. But if you're a bigger fan, you get them both. But you get this for free. All right, so make sure every single day
I want one.
next week.
Oh, I've got to enter the giveaway, yeah?
Well, hit up Sega, innit? These are not for us. These are for. I only got 5 copies. I asked for more, but they only gave me 5 copies.
But
So
Big
5
Search!
I told them we got like 60,000 members in the club. They only gave us 5. No, so guys, serious, 5 copies up for grabs. All right.
Damn!
You know what?
Includes art book and reversible cover. That is a sick
That's the Mania Plus.
bit.
Tell them that.
Huh?
Tell them it's the Mania Plus.
It's Mania Plus.
Mania Plus comes with 2 extra characters.
2 extra characters.
And
Damn!
Again, much thanks to Sega. I wasn't expecting them to give us this. So this is the OG Sonic Mania Collector's Edition.
Nice.
Xbox 360,
Xbox One.
the one after that. So not Xbox 360, but the Xbox 360 upgrade.
The one after that.
Yeah, the one after that. So Xbox 360 Collector's Edition comes with. Oh, I love this. This is like an old school Welcome to the Next Level. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then you get that.
Very cool.
You get that. Oh, I know it's digital, guys. I know. And then in there, you get actually a ring and all that. So this will be a separate giveaway. I haven't thought of the full things, but we're gonna make a photo contest.
Nice.
So admins, this is on you guys.
Oh, there it is.
This is my heads up to you guys. So photo contest for you guys to win this one. I only have one of these, so this is it. All right.
All right. Well, nice one, Chocks. Thanks very much for getting that organised.
No,
I'm
thanks to Sega.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, getting organised. Thanks to Sega for that, and I'm sure the club is going to be very happy to have a chance to win that. Awesome. Very cool. All right, Chocks.
Oh, if you want it signed, we can sign it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll ask. We always do.
We're always asked.
We always ask We always do contact the winner and ask them if they would like to or not.
Yeah, but it's not worth a lot on eBay if we. Yeah. All right. That's it. However, some other shout outs as well. I want to give a shout out to Sunrise International.
Much appreciated.
Those guys received one of our samples from Spike Spiegel.
Yeah.
From the Spike Spiegel,
From Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. So much appreciate that for the support on that. And people said that I'm rallying for my hero. I'm also rallying for Jump Force from Bandai Namco because Bakugo
Absolutely.
from there as well.
Yep.
Yeah. And another shout out to the relaxing end for unboxing the Crash PVC.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah. One final thing before we go, guys, if you still on the lookout for some Sonic diorama or Boom 8, final collectibles, you can also purchase that on our website. But if you are familiar with Sega Shop, the online store
In the UK,
in the
right?
UK, that's
Yeah.
right, in the UK. Do check that out. Sometimes I do as well. They have
Yeah.
some really good stuff as well. Official Sega licensed product, and on that on their website,
You can also pick up
you
the
can
boost.
also pick up the Booms and the Sonic vs Chopper diorama as well.
Sweet.
Yeah, so do check those guys out. Yeah.
Excellent. Alrighty, Chocks. So that is it. We got 52 on YouTube, so that's another winner for next week.
Really?
Yeah. You can see it right there. So guys, we really appreciate as always, we can't do it without you, and we appreciate the support, even if it's just to share it with some friends that you guys know that might be interested in just seeing this sort of stuff, that maybe they're Sonic fans, etc., etc. We really appreciate any of that sort of stuff, and just hanging out with us is also, we really, really appreciate that. We will of course be back at it again for Friday Q&A with Chocks and A 120. Which will be the validation stream for Sonic and Tails. So we'll get into that, all that good stuff. And I will be back at it again in a couple of days for Let's Play Search Sekiro number 10. Double figures there, Chocks. To be honest with you, I would have thought I finished the game by now, but clearly not if I spent 2 hours on a boss.
It's not a race.
True. True that. And so, guys, again, much appreciated.
Yeah.
This
For sure.
has been a Friday Q&A with Chocks Day 120.
5.
It is the 12th of July, 2019. Have a great day, America. Have a great afternoon, EU. Have a great, good evening even for the EUs. You should be sleeping, Asia, and most certainly Australia. Sonic and Tails pre-orders will be it'll be open very, very soon. But first, there will be, in the next 5 to 10 minutes, a feeding frenzy, which of course, nice points for those that want to jump in on that Sonic.
Oh, we did a move, so we're going to give them an extra, 10, is it?
Oh, yeah, 110
Yeah,
reward points. That's a good point. Yeah. There you go.
I reminded you guys.
110 reward points up for grabs in the next 5-10 minutes for 4 minutes. And then after that, we'll then open up the Sonic and Tails orders. Much appreciated, as always. I'm your host, Alex.
I'm Chockles.
Forever's love.
Forever's life.
And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Laters.